Beautiful lyrics. Congratulations to everybody in New England. The greatest comeback in the history of the planet Earth happened last night. This is the Bennington Show. I'm Ron Bennington. There's Gail Bennington.
Yo.
I'm Ron Bennington. There is a theory out there that somewhere deep in the third quarter, Chris Stanley turned on the Patriots, thus removing the jinx from them and allowing that to happen. Because at the time, Mark Wahlberg walked out of the stadium, later lying and saying one of his children was sick. But
Yeah,
I saw
I heard
pictures
that.
of those healthy kids. And Donald Trump got out and walked out of his party. And look, those kids don't
They're
look sick
fine.
at all.
They look like, why are we leaving the
Right.
Super Bowl?
Because your Catholic dad made up a lie about you, honey. Just go along with it. When a little kid is sick, you don't have that kind of stride.
No, they look very confident.
Unbelievably, like, well, at least we're still rich. So I don't know if there's an exact opposite of Boston Strong, but the jinx, Mark Wahlberg walked out, thus releasing the curse.
That
Trump
black
walked
magic.
out, releasing the curse, and Chris Stanley turned on him, releasing the curse. But we will get into this. I'm going to ask you, Chris Stanley, because Gail and I had a little family party together. Was that Brady the greatest of all time, or Atlanta the biggest choke in history?
Without a doubt, the biggest choke in history. They stopped playing football in the fourth quarter. They just
Because
stopped.
they felt like we've got this wrapped up. Where are we gonna march? Atlanta Underground. What are we gonna do?
And the play calling of calling for a pass play where Ryan gets sacked instead of fucking running the ball to kill clock.
Gail, you heard me say, is this happening? I said to everybody at the party, I go, okay, it's 3 runs and then a field goal, game over. So I guess we'll be, are you guys staying for 24? Because we're setting up a Sunday bar, if you are. If not, no Sunday bar. So because that was, and by the way, I didn't have a dog in the fight. I was just setting out to win. Now I hear people saying, greatest Super Bowl of all time. It was kind of 2 ugly bad halves. And I'll say this, I don't know if Tom Brady, even when they were winning, looked sharp. You know what I mean? There was a lot of rainbow passes in there. I mean, he was sacked 5 times. He threw a pick 6.
I was surprised how immediately everyone was saying greatest Super Bowl of all
Because
time.
that's the fucking meme world that we live in.
Because
now.
I was like, I feel like we were kind of just like dragging our feet through it for a good portion of that game.
It was
until
really
the very end.
very end. And I remember just sitting there shocked, like, what did I even see? Like, is this game over now?
No.
At our party, there was no cheering. There was just bewilderment.
Yeah.
We're like,
It's
so
not
that,
like we were like, fuck the Patriots. You know what I mean?
No,
we
we
were
were-
just watching football. And we were just like, how did Atlanta lose that? It was 28-3 not that long ago.
it was bizarre. And it just felt so strange. Kind of familiar feeling of when you are confident someone has something locked and then they blow it.
All right, we got so much to get to, which is the game, the halftime show, the ridiculousness of the commercials last night, which, nobody was really playing into that far up, but they got odd. It's hard to believe that's $5 million a piece, and that's what they could come up with. I mean, you can make an independent film and with a decent cast for $5 million.
Yeah, and at that point, you also think, unless you're going for gold and you're going really big, really crazy, memorable, what is the point of spending that money to just make a regular commercial that you'll probably forget in 30 seconds? And what is the point of that?
It was so weird.
All right, so the winner of the Bonsai contest, and that blew up, from what I understand. Just the tweets came raining in. It was Shapey Main 1. That's Adam. And his tweet at Bennington Show was, holy piss, Cuck Stanley, did you see that? Hashtag Bonsai. So
Way to go, Adam.
I'm going to believe that Adam already had that loaded and just hit send. Mike Vecchione is in travels, right?
Yes, he's traveling.
Okay, so we'll talk to him at some point. But you won the big Bennington show ball. Oh, what a collectible that is! Part of the 2017 Bonsai contest. But now, Chris Stanley, and I know that you were once a backup singer for a song called "Fuck Tom Brady."
Mm-hmm.
Do you now have to believe that he's the GOAT, the greatest of all time?
He is the GOAT. 5 rings.
What's that?
5 rings. GOAT.
Yeah, but is it only the rings that make you the greatest of all time?
5 rings. He's brought 7 teams to the Super Bowl, all with completely
He's brought one team to the Super Bowl.
7 different
Patriots.
rosters of one team.
But you could say that about anybody who's got multiples, that there's, different rosters. I mean, I have no problem calling him the greatest of all time now. But that 2 losses still looks pretty fucking bad. I think he went to 11 AFC championship games.
Yeah.
That could have been his 11th Super Bowl ring.
Oh, my God.
And he would have had one on each finger and then one around that gorgeous penis of his. And Giselle would have to take it off and put it back on. Take it off. By the way, she was going fucking buck wild crazy last night.
Oh, my God. That was like...
She got caught in a crazy selfie.
I know.
And everybody understands she hasn't even uploaded it.
That-
But she cut a little video where she's like, "You motherfucker, fuck it out, baby."
You got knocked the fuck out. I think that's what she said.
That would be the greatest. If she yelled, "You got knocked the fuck out."
But that was such an uncomfortable moment when she's like head bobbing, like, this is about me. This moment is about me.
Really, really, I guess memorable is all you could ever want. I mean, it was certainly the greatest comeback of all time. Now, people are turning around and saying, is he not only the greatest QB, they're having the debate of, is he the greatest football player of all time? And then some people throw it into athlete, and I'm, listening and watching this stuff, and I'm yelling at my TV. You can make the case he's not even the greatest athlete in Boston history.
No.
Bobby Orr played there, and all the fucking great Celtics. Yaz, Ted Williams, Bill Russell, of course.
People forget all this shit because they just see him win.
Well, everybody's so quick. You can't ever judge history in the moment. You know what I mean? That's why it's history. You need a little time.
Best Super Bowl of all time.
You just
this
can't
is all the greatest.
run around doing that every single game.
This is the greatest time of our lives.
We're fucking made it happen.
32 fucked up years. And we finally did it, baby.
I saw Brady run for 15 yards, and I was fucking worried about him. Late in the game.
He looked at that was actually one of the stronger looking plays when he was running. I'm like, you want it, dude. And plus, you got to say this, and I know not everybody, most people hate the Patriots, and most people hate Tom Brady. But seeing him with his model wife and his children and his
cute.
dad and his mom, the first time she was able to come out and see him this year, I mean, you got to be like, give it to the dude. Stop stop acting like, well, it's a big night for the alt-right. Just shut up about politics. Brady is Brady. Belichick is Belichick. You have a chance to say, if not the greatest coach that ever coached or the greatest QB, they're in the goddamn lineup. You can argue it every time you go out to drink if you want to. It was phenomenal to see.
Look, it's White Boy Day. It's always White Boy Day.
Maybe if you want to be looking at those titties up there. All right, coming up in a couple of minutes, I'm going to tell you this. We're going to announce a town hall that I'm going to be hosting. And we'll be doing right here at SiriusXM, and it's going to be a classic.
Yeah, this is a big one.
You're missing one today with the cast of Schitt's Creek and Catherine O'Hara and Eugene Levy Daniel Levy, and what's the young lady's name from the show?
Annie Murphy.
She's great, and she's also gorgeous. What is shaking? There's something.
Are you shaking your foot?
I am not.
There's something on
No, I
this
hear it.
desk. Something maybe this thing didn't get set up properly. But I just hear this thing going back and forth the whole time. It's driving me nuts. I think that's good. So we'll be announcing this next town hall, which is really just an unmasked, but we have to call it town hall. But your chance to come out and see this, and we'll let you know how to get tickets over at the iBang. It's going to be great. All right, people are sending me the list of Super Bowl records set last night. Well, first of all, if you get there 7 times, you're going to have plenty of records. And B, I wouldn't have even given him the MVP last night. I mean, he threw a fucking pick 6. Who was the kid?
James White.
The other running back? The other running back.
Third string running back.
Who set all kinds of Super Bowl records. And they didn't give it to him because they were like, come on.
What about Edelman?
Edelman did not have a good game, but he made one of the most craziest catches. But even he, after the game, was like, I don't know. I got a hipster beard. I guess it's fucked me up. Remember when the jocks used to hate hipsters a couple years ago? Mm-hmm. And now they all fucking look like them.
Yeah.
Remember when they used to fucking hate tribal people with their tattoos? And now they're... The jocks are always, a little behind.
Yeah.
They go from mocking it to, no, I'm doing it.
Yeah, they did the same thing with kind of nerd glasses. Remember, that became a thing while all the jocks and football players were kind of dressing kind of nerd.
Von Miller has Von Miller on the Broncos has very thick black hipster glasses.
Tony and Stony Brook, what's up, buddy?
Hey, buddy.
Hey.
How you doing?
Hey.
Hi, Gail. Hi, Chris. Hi, Jen.
What's up?
I just wanted to make the argument that Brady, as great as he was last night, that was an incredible comeback. There's no way he's the greatest quarterback, let alone Super Bowl quarterback, and I'll tell you why.
Give it to me.
The 4 previous wins he had were all wins by 4 points or 3 points. He was lackluster at best in all 4 of those wins. And let's not forget the 2 losses that he had against my Giants. He was incredible last night, but he's not the greatest Super Bowl quarterback.
Who do you give it
or
to?
the greatest quarterback. I give it to Joe Montana still.
Still.
Montana
4-0.
had the best. Absolutely.
Well, you're totally right that these Patriots games are always tight, which is crazy. He lost 2 Super Bowls to fucking Eli Manning, Eli fucking Manning, whose mom still drops him off at the games.
You get to see her all the time.
They will not. I mean, the only time that I've ever seen him driving, there's that guy sitting next to him that has a wheel also in case he fucks up. It immediately disables Eli's thing. Eli got there for being the best person last night, which was really cute.
Man of the year.
Co-man of the year. He didn't even make his own man of the year.
He has to share everything.
And by the way, those 2 Giants teams, terrible records. Were they both 9-7 teams?
I know the last one was 9-7. I can't remember what the first one was.
I know that they win every game on the road.
Yeah, they won out on the road.
Here's Maureen in New York.
It's me.
Hey, what's happening, darling? I didn't know it was you because they spelled it Morene.
Oh, yeah,
that's
the
different.
Proper spelling, but that's okay. Well, I wanted to talk to you about Lady Gaga last night, and when she was kind of up in the wires there, all I could think of was John Candy doing Divine, doing Peter Pan on SCTV, which ties in with your SCTV.
It does. It does tie in. I'm going to ask the 2 young ladies, what did you think of Gaga last night?
For Gaga, I would say an impressive visual show, but I thought it was a very standard issue Lady Gaga performance. I don't think that you got more or less than what she ever could have given.
She was flying.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying there was also like this thing where it was like, oh, is Gaga going to do something political? Is she going to say? But she was just herself. She was.
The political thing was "This Land Is Your Land." That's what she said later. The old Woody Guthrie song.
I don't.
What did you think, Jen?
I thought it was really tough to like beat out Beyonce because I was obsessed with her performance. But I thought Gaga did it like she was up there with Beyonce.
Here's this is Lady Gaga's biggest problem. Those songs aren't strong enough. You know what I mean? She's not a good enough writer. I recommend she gets together with a Dr. Luke, perhaps. She needs some help in the songwriting thing. You know what I mean? Look, to me, the greatest of all time, or GOAT, halftime show is Prince. Now, when you have songs like Prince, you don't need to go flying through the fucking air.
No.
And by the way, I'm embarrassed about this. I did not realize that those were drones. I thought it was CGI.
I thought
and
so,
then
too.
later, my chick says to me, with all the drones, I'm like, what fucking drones? She goes, well, that lit up the sky.
Yeah.
I go, honey, you're a little drunk. That's CGI. And she goes, no, those are drones. So I had to look it up.
They were.
I missed the drones.
Yeah, those stars that were like changing colors behind her. Drones.
I thought it was a green screen.
A what?
A green screen.
You said grind.
Green
I
screen.
thought it was a grain. I was going, you mean a silo? Is that what you thought it was? So that's her biggest problem.
Yeah.
Those pop songs, they got to kill.
Yeah, I just found it to be like a very solid standard issue Super Bowl performance. I was not like wowed, but I was also not like, oh, this isn't great.
No, she did not embarrass herself.
No.
And I do think for the country as a whole, the big pop star works best. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when they bring out a classic rock band, it's going to, make the kids bored shitless.
Yeah.
And if they bring out a country act, you know what I mean?
You've already
Like,
got your Super Bowl.
well, there's very few country acts that can do the arena thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? I thought the other thing that Gaga was missing is I think you need somebody to run out on the stage with her. Elton John was there. If he would have came out and they did a number together, maybe that would have been the aha Gaga moment.
I mean, my hope was that we were going to get for the song Telephone, pregnant Beyonce, pregnant with twins, showing up, place goes crazy.
That's what I thought.
That's what I was holding out for. It didn't happen.
What about this? Pregnant Beyonce, Elton John delivers the baby.
Oh my God.
Holds it up and starts playing his Lion King song.
Next year.
And then Jay-Z comes on.
Planet.
Concrete bungalows where
They like
people
they
made
splice the
up.
songs.
Yeah, remember we were mad that fucking Jay-Z didn't show up for Beyonce.
I was pissed.
And we were like, what the fuck?
Come on.
But
Support
now
her.
the Circle of Life Super Bowl performance, that could be Prince. It might be Prince. Not a guarantee. Even a live birth might not beat out that Prince
Oh,
performance.
nothing beats out Prince. He's fucking doing Purple Rain in the rain
Crazy.
and wearing high heels on that fucking slick thing and didn't even shake for a second. And covering Foo Fighters for no apparent reason when he's got 95 songs of his own. All right, Maureen, good to talk to you, darling.
You too, guys.
See
Take
you
care.
soon. Corey in Iowa. Corey.
Hey, guys, I just want to say I think the best thing about her performance is that she didn't get political. I think all celebrities, when it comes to politics, should just shut the fuck up.
Or even our president?
I said celebrities.
Oh, yeah, our president's a celebrity.
Well, he's a celebrity first.
But
But here's the thing: why don't we just say all
that's his business.
Why don't we say all citizens have to shut the fuck up when it comes to politics? You know what I mean? Like it's not like you know more than her or she knows more than you. You're both in the same place. But what did you think of all these so-called political commercials? The '84 lumber one fucking shocked the shit out of me.
Yeah. And part two.
Yeah. Part two, where with '84 lumber, they built a hole in Trump's doorway for the cute little Mexican kid and her mom to run through. And I'm like, but who shops at '84 lumber?
Yeah.
Dudes who voted for Trump.
Exactly. I saw that and I was like, as a libtard snowflake, I enjoy this commercial,
Yeah.
but I can't help your business. I have no use for lumber. Like, I appreciate your commercial, but I cannot help you.
I just thought it was bizarre. They were mad at that. They were mad at Budweiser for saying they were an immigrant. Founded it.
Facts.
I know, but they never ran it any other year. Are you Anheuser? I'm Bush.
Wow.
Perhaps we can make it here, much like Muslims could make it in the future sometime.
They said that?
Yeah, they did. They used to write it on the old fucking cans. Yeah, those. It was, and we'll get to the commercials a little later. But they were strange choices for somebody to spend $5 million on.
Exactly.
All right. So in a couple of minutes, we're going to announce this next Unmasked / Town Hall. Because if you put Town Hall in there, they give you a press release.
Nice.
Get a nice press release.
That starts like this. Hear ye, hear ye.
But also, Gail Meets Girls.
Yes, it is. It's up now on iTunes and also available on the iBang for download. And I'm meeting up with Bonnie McFarlane and Marina Franklin.
I got to say this. I listened to it and I felt like I learned a lot, which I don't always say about things. But Bonnie and Marina both said some pretty amazing things about comedy in there.
Yeah, there was like a lot of great conversation about joke writing that was really great. And yeah, it was a fantastic conversation. I'm a big fan of both of theirs, so it was a cool one for me.
Chris, did you get to listen to it?
I've not listened to it yet.
Thanks for being a team player. Beto,
Yes, I did.
what'd you think of it?
I loved it.
Jen, you were there, right?
Yes.
You're always on for Gail Meets Girls, right?
Yes.
Well, I have a little bit of a complaint.
Okay.
There was a spot in the show where Marina says to Bonnie, "Oh, you said that you don't enjoy comedy, but I was there when you did that Creeps for Kids, and you killed, and you look like you were really having fun." And Gail was like, "Yeah, you look like you're having fun." And Bonnie says, "Well, with your dad there, I always," and I lean forward for the compliment. Because look, I love Voss and Bonnie, but they don't throw around the compliments. So she goes, with your dad there, and I lean forward with a smile, and Gail immediately changes the topic. Yes.
No, I remember
and you went, "Oh yeah, that was the night you did your Letterman set, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, and I'm actually looking at my computer and going, "What the fuck are you doing? Why would you do that?"
I did not think that I talked over the moment.
Dude,
I changed the subject?
you took it, she was ready to talk about me, and then you took it back to some comedy talk. And I look at your mom and I go like this: "Is it my imagination? Or did Gail do that on purpose?"
No, I swear I didn't. I don't even remember it going down that way. I feel terrible. This feels awful. I feel like when Big J, big time Chris, and he didn't give him his intro.
Well, first of all, that was nothing. But I was actually mad at myself for being so needy that I wanted that compliment so bad. And then I was thinking to myself, was she going to say he makes every show better, or I had to up my game? What was she going to say? What wonderful thing was she going to say?
Oh my God, that's horrible.
And you don't even remember it.
No, I mean, I remember the conversation. I remember Creeps with Kids coming up, but I don't remember.
Do you remember hearing the word dad? Your dad.
Of course I remember.
Why would you go motor mouth and you didn't remember that?
I didn't realize that I did that at all. I feel terrible. I mean, I really do. I'm laughing, but I feel bad. That's the way I show my regret.
I don't think that's a show of regret.
Terrible. Oh my God.
I'm going to wait until somebody tries to compliment you, and then I'm going to change the topic.
But then only once. Then we'll be even, Steven. We'll be square then.
We'll never be even. I'll bring that up on my deathbed. Don't change the topic like you did that time with Bonnie.
Oh my God.
So, Jen, I got a little story for you.
Okay.
Jen, I got a little story for you. A GPS you thought was Seattle. Anyway, by the way, that went great too.
Yeah, that was great. And we thanks to everyone who tweeted and who tuned in. And it's also available on demand, correct?
On demand replays tomorrow at 10 a.m. on Deep Tracks Channel 27.
We can't keep up with even all the things.
There's so many things.
In a minute, I'm going to bring up the town hall. So I'm at the stand, and I'm hosting at the stand the other night, right? Unbelievable lineup of comics. Just bang, 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 bang. And then, and I normally like run upstairs and just hang out. I do my set, and then I gotta, hey, everybody, look who it is, right? I'm bringing up the next person, try to keep the energy up, and if anything, it's a really incredibly fun thing to do. So, Adele, who manages, and by the way, she's adorable, and we all love her, and we're all going to see her Wednesday night when we do Unmasked there. So she comes over and tells me, and I don't want to say who the comedian is. Hey, he dropped in, and he's going to do 10 minutes. I'm like, oh, shit, that's great. I wish Rod. So then, so I go, cool. I'll make sure, I normally would vend the show, but bring up Shrod. Then she comes back over and says, okay, Ron, this is a really big deal for us. But Kevin Hart just showed up. And he wants to do a set. Yeah.
No.
So here's the thing. No. So no one in the club knows. And he didn't call ahead. He just showed up. Because I think he's doing something fairly soon, and he's just running around working out material. So then I go up on stage, and I get to do the thing. It was like this girl's birthday, and I go, oh, it's your birthday, and she's like, yes, and we Muslims don't attack it. I'm like, okay, honey, just enough with your fucking, Muslims are good people. Okay. I go, okay, I'm going to give you a little birthday present just for you. It's the hottest comic in the country, Kevin Hart. So he's coming up to the stage, place explodes. You get to have that fun fucking moment because I get to see everybody's face go, oh, fuck! I can't. You know what I mean? Like, I really enjoy being there for that kind of moment and being able to just focus on people's joy. And I even went and like sat in the crowd because I didn't know how long he was going to be up or what he was going to do. It's not like they're going to give him the fucking light. We ran the show a little later. But the fun thing was just being that entire time. And by the way, fucking kills. You know what I mean? Like, and he's like doing like just a couple of stories that he's working on about his family. You know what I mean? It's not like, I wrote some material. He just went out and told 2 long stories that were fucking hilarious. But I could see the thing of the people looking at him, just like with big eyes, like I'm looking at a movie star. So afterwards, I was standing out on the on the street to do something different. I had a little cigar for myself. So people were coming over thanking me like I brought Kevin Hart there. And I was like, you're welcome. I just want you guys to have a good time. And a couple of people, these 2 ladies I met, they had just, it was a trip to New York, right? And this was like their second night. And they see Kevin Hart in this fucking, at the stand. I mean, it's crazy when you really think of it. This guy just sold out a football stadium in Philadelphia, which the Eagles can't even do. And now they get to see him in this really intimate club where you're never more than feet away. You know what I mean? Like literally, just feet away. So they were just like gushing, like, man, New York is crazy. I just love it here. Wish I lived here, right? But the majority of the people go, I really thought you made that up. They would come over and see me like, I didn't know who was coming out, whether you're going to have a midget in a top hat or what your joke was. But they didn't believe me when I said Kevin Hart. And then he,
and then they just go nuts when they see that it's actually him. They just thought it was a joke because you said it was like for this
they
thought
birthday. Like I was doing, but no matter what, I guess they weren't going to believe me, despite the fact that you could see, they have that those pictures that rotate on the front of the stand of all the people that have dropped in. But I mean, I was even thinking, could it be any bigger than Kevin Hart. I mean, this is a guy, he just sold out a ton of arenas and in a football stadium. And he's had like 5 or 6 #1 movies. But I think it's like hilarious that Adele had to say, Kevin Hart just showed up.
Oh my God.
And I want to give him, so the person that was on, they gave him the light early.
Yeah.
Which he must have been thinking, what the fuck is, do I not know what time is anymore? And she goes, "Good, and just bring Kevin up. It's kind of a big deal for us." I'm like, is it, Adele? Do you think so? Because I've got some material I want to work on. This is the way my cousin dances. Isn't that stupid? But it was really, and I always end up thanking Patrick for, at the stand for, putting this together. But it was also funny, like they were texting out. So a couple of the owners that weren't there came rushing over, and I got to see them coming down the steps. It's fucking great. I don't want to say which ones came rushing over, but it was really fucking fun. It was really a fun thing to see other people's excitement. Like I had my Oprah, everybody gets a car moment. I really felt like I said everybody gets a car. So that's up on the iBang. And it was really funny, Todd Barry was on that show. So Todd Barry's like, earlier, like just like a half hour earlier, it's like this. Yeah, I'm the most famous person here tonight. Saw the list of the guys. I'm definitely #1. And I know you don't believe me right now, but I'm really well known. I was like, I wish Todd Barry was fucking still here. Is that right, Todd? You #1 still? Because that's Kevin Hart up there. He does movies with The Rock. Todd Barry's so funny. Did you see Todd Barry roast battle? So,
I didn't see the...
I forget who he was up against, but it was a woman, and she says, you look both like the pedophile and the victim. Right? Which is one of the funniest lines ever. And Barry does this. Fair enough. And I'm watching at home. He just slid out of my fucking chair down on the floor. Fair enough. No one says fair enough during a roast battle.
Got me.
Great.
All right, we ready to announce this town hall?
Yes, we are.
So this is going to be a really cool one, and your chance to come in. It's Tuesday, February 14th, 11:30 a.m. right here at Sirius XM. And this is what I think would make a nice Valentine's Day gift. You come in, see the show, have a late lunch in the city. It's Pete Holmes, his new show, Crashing, along with Artie Lang, one of the funniest human beings who's ever lived, and Judd Apatow. By the way, these guys are going to be doing a tour, and I've been watching Artie work on it since December down at the stand. Artie and I brought in New Year's together, which is like one of the weirdest fucking things. Me and Artie just doing 10, 9.
Holding hands.
Yeah, we really did. We did like 20 minutes together, which was just so bizarre and so much fun. And I like it's one of those things I'll never forget. But, and he's killing. I mean, he's just naturally a fucking comedy beast. But then he's like, I got to go out and do this tour with Holmes and Apatow and their alternative comedy thing, and they're just going to fucking boo the shit out of me. They're not going to boo the shit out of me. You're already like, I don't know what they do out there. I don't know what they like with the alt thing. He's just so, if you get to, I think they're taking that tour to 4 or 5 cities. Go do it, He's like, I'm going to do it. It's Apatow money. Private plane. He's always ready to go over exactly what the numbers are. Anywhere. And he'll give you the exact numbers. Like, if you're ever curious about what people make, ask Artie. He's got no problem just being an open book about it. So, All right, so it was Olivia Grace who said that about Todd. Olivia Grace who did that joke. Fair enough.
Fair enough.
You can't help it. So that's going to be really, really fun. That's Tuesday, February 14th, 11:30 a.m. at the SiriusXM studios. Artie Lang, Pete Holmes, and Judd Apatow. I've watched every one of these episodes. This is probably the best thing that's ever been done about stand-up because it's Pete's life. And Pete, I don't know what the kind of Christian he was, but he was like Book of Mormon Christian. You know what I mean? Like really wait till, and this is the true story, like wait till you're married to have sex and blah, blah, blah. And then met people like, you know, DeRosa and Big J, you know what I mean? Like, and like there's true Artie Lang stories in this stuff. So he's with Artie, and Artie during his crazy years, you know what I mean? Where his job is to keep people from giving coke to Artie. You know what I mean? And it's all, you know, bringer shows and stuff like that. And it's really, really funny. Sarah Silverman is in it. I think Marina Franklin is in it too.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, make sure you check that out. And come on in, go over to the iBang right now and sign up. It's going to be great. Here is Lori in Syracuse.
Hi, buddies. How are you?
Good. What can we do for you?
Well, I won the Bonsai last year.
Oh, great.
Smith ball. And I was wondering if the winner this year wanted to work out some sort of a trade.
All right. What ball did you win last year?
Emmett Smith. The
Well, you know what? We'll
Cowboys?
offer it. You'd rather have the Bennington ball.
Oh, I'd rather have a Bennington ball for
That's
sure. I'm
really
Italian.
Wow, that is sweet.
That's really, really sweet. Even
I
if he
say
doesn't
one
want to
thing to
trade, we'll
Gail
send you a
real quick?
Bennington ball, I think. Because I'm really touched by that. All right, we'll work something out. Hold on.
Can I talk to Gail for 1 second?
Yeah,
Oh,
go
yes,
ahead.
I'm here.
Hi, Gail.
Hi.
I just need to apologize because a few weeks ago I sent a stupid thing on text and included you, and I had no intention
Oh, girl, get over it.
insulting
It's
you
fine.
at all. And I just need you to know that I totally love you all.
You are the sweetest thing.
I was glad you weren't really super mad at me.
Oh, that's really nice.
That's
All
That's
right.
very
thinking.
sweet.
All
We're,
right.
we're mending bridges together.
You know what? Cancel that ball. Cancel that ball. All
Okay,
No.
not at all.
Shit out of luck.
right, Lori, hold on. We'll get all your info.
Thanks, buddies.
All right, bye. Now, Chris, you put together a fantastic thing that we ran on the air Friday, the 45 comedians who picked. And they were all, you know, funny and great. But there was one gentleman who not only do I think is one of, if not the finest writers working today. He's absolutely brilliant. I just watched his whole set the other night, and it's fucking humbling how well he writes and how great his timing is. And not only does he have that skill, but he's also a modern day Nostradamus. He picked the exact score of the Patriots Falcons game. The exact score. Mike Vecchione, everybody. He's on.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on, man.
Mike,
I have to talk kind of low because I'm at the airport. I'm about to board a flight.
look, you talk loud and proud, okay? If they find out you picked the exact, you're going to move up and sit in a co-pilot seat.
Ow.
Dude, we got to
I
take you
did
to,
not see that game turning out that way at all.
we got to take you to Vegas. Nobody picks exact scores.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. But I didn't, you know what, Atlanta, my theory behind it was, first of all, thank you for saying all those things, man. It's really touching. And
First of all, it's absolutely true. You're phenomenal.
Thank you, buddy.
And I don't want to, I don't want to give Gary Goldman props out of the way, but that's the only other person that I can think of that writes that precise and that funny.
Well, that's unbelievable company, so I really appreciate
You
that.
deserve it, dude.
Thank you, brother. But no, the game, dude. I when it was 21-0, dude, I'm like, I live with Soder, and we were watching it, and I'm like, this is a wash, man. This is done. I started getting up and doing stuff, like getting up and cooking and cleaning the pots and pans and stuff. It's like, this is, I would just wanted to see a good game, and this is not a good game. This is going to be a blowout, you know. But before the game, the psychology was that Atlanta was been playing so good. I think the teams that come in so hot are always due for a drop. That's really my thought process going in.
Well, that happened after the first half. I mean, they literally just dropped through the floor. It was unbelievable to see.
And you know, Tom Brady was kind of off.
I thought he was even off.
Were dropping the ball. They were dropping. He was a little bit off, but they were dropping some too.
There's no. I mean, everyone's sitting around and they're praising today. But if you're a football fan at all, most of the time you couldn't believe the mistakes that you saw. And it kind of remember. I don't want to just compare it to a high school game, but that's the kind of shit that happens in a high school game. You know.
Right. So when's the last time you remember Brady having a pick six?
I was thinking that. You know what? When I was a kid, I used to read like every sports book, like from the past. Like I would read Red Grange things and all that kind of shit. And there was a picture of Y.A. Tittle. I think he had just thrown a pick six and he was sitting and his helmet was knocked off and his fucking nose was bleeding. And it was like the end of his career. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm seeing a Y.A. Tittle moment. I'm seeing somebody who was once at the top. And now age has got to him. I was playing it all out in my head, you know? And I like, oh, God, poor Brady. Well, that's life. You get carried out in your shield. You know, there's some respect to that. And then he comes back.
They're talking about today, like, the greatest coaching quarterback tandem ever and all this stuff. It's like, but for over a period of years, they must be doing something. I mean, everybody works hard in the NFL at the highest level, but they must be doing something different day to day to garner that kind of success, don't you think?
Well, I saw Brady the day, and they're going, how do you do this? How does this keep happening? And he just says, I deflate the football every game. And he goes, I just chuck it like it's a Frisbee. You know what I mean? It really is so much better once I get the air out of it.
Easier.
Yeah,
he just keeps doing it.
Yeah, but you know, I saw all the and this is the difference between, like, you know, the mind that you have to be really committed to winning enough. Like the fucking every one of them said, "Oh no, we thought we could come back," and you know what I mean. Like we thought, and none of the fans anywhere thought like, "Oh, you can't come back." But these guys, they've hypnotized themselves to be like crazy and think, no, we just thought if we just keep playing the way we're playing, we were going to come back. When it was 28-3, we felt like we were going to win this. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty unbelievable. I think what you have to do is, and like, I don't know, I just played high school football, but you isolate one drive at a time. Like, you just really have to go one drive. Mm-hmm. You really have to get non-emotional about each play and just forget about it and go to the next thing.
Dude, it's the only way I've been able to do a 3-hour show.
Even when they were on the way to score, even when they were on their way to score, I'm like, they have to score a touchdown, and then they have to get a 2-point conversion, and then it's just tied.
Right.
Like, then it's not even a guarantee. So for them to come even when they were driving, they were like, oh, they're going to come back. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. You don't know that. They can score, and they can, if they miss the 2-point conversion, that's over.
And Ryan still had a minute to go when he got the ball back in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought that he was being fucking stupid when he's throwing the ball down the field. I'm like, he's going to get picked and set up you know what I mean? I'm like, dudes, just fucking run a couple plays, regroup. And I went and looked it up on SB Nation, and they told me, unless I read it wrong, that they would get the ball back. You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't just... and that the Super Bowl was different than during the season.
It seems like that's a rules that makes sense. Is it? I mean, like, as a game, just like objectively, don't you think that makes more sense?
I mean, first of all, I can't feel sorry for Atlanta at all.
No, I
they
agree.
had 5 different times that they could have fucking scored when Brady did.
But objectively standing back, don't you think that makes more sense for game rules?
Well, you know, you also have to remember these guys are gassed, right? I mean, they're exhausted at the end. It's like if you had a tie in boxing, you don't want to just make those guys fight an extra 5 rounds. You're going to kill somebody,
Right.
you know, at a certain point. My idea is simply it's a shootout. Like so everybody has to kick a field goal. And first the field goal kickers go, and then the linemen, you know what I mean? You do it the exact same way. No.
You don't let anybody off the hook.
No. Everybody, all 40 guys have to kick, and then the other 40 guys. I thought that whoever scores last wins. So the other team, you know, if you score second and left, you got to say, hey, do we have enough points? You know, so you're never like laying on the ball or trying to run out the clock. I think it would be a much more exciting game. But in 51 years, this is the first time we had an OT. Yeah. First fucking time in 51 years. There's never been a tie at the end of the game.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Have a safe flight, buddy. Where are you going to?
Thank you. I'm going to Florida.
Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you, brother. Thanks for having me on, man.
All right. Love you. Mike Vecchione, as I said, brilliant guy. You get the opportunity to see this man. Go do it. I was watching. I mean, I know him as a pal, and I was sitting there with my jaw dropped the other night. God damn! I know somebody who's fucking an unbelievable writer.
And you didn't even know at that time he was a Nostradamus.
No, I thought, Jesus, this pick is ridiculous.
34-28.
34-28. Why don't you just say 1 million to 1.5 million? What was the over in that game?
59.
So I mean, they're right there at the over. Those fucking guys.
That was exactly. So, it was fucking weird. Once it goes in overtime, you're gonna hit the over no matter what.
And 0 in the first fucking quarter by either team.
Yeah.
0-0. So all those points came in 3 quarters.
Yeah.
That was madness. Madness. I got to talk to a friend of mine, Hard Rock Johnny, who went in big on his Falcons. He's Atlanta's own Hard Rock Johnny.
Yeah.
Johnny, what was that bet? I don't even remember.
I don't even know. I think Chris got kind of somehow ended up taking every team except for one in baseball, and then he took the Patriots. I don't know. So now we got a double or nothing it for NASCAR, I guess, for the Daytona 500 is what we did last time.
Let's deep fry turkey for Daytona 500.
Ron, I bet in one, giving him the field in 2 different sports on the fucking shit. I took the fucking Patriots, I took the Cubs, and now you owe me 3.
You know what you could learn?
You really took Cleveland originally, but I gave you the Cubs just to make it better, but that's all right.
You could, I talked you into the Cubs.
Thank you.
You could take a little something from Tom Brady and be a gentleman when you win.
And guess what? I know Giant was feeling hot last night because he texted us, hey, $20 on the coin flip. I'm taking 20 from you too. I took tails. So that's $320.
Dude, first of all, tails never fails.
Thank you.
I mean, you can't bet against that.
I never do. I never would, ever. It's already got the saying.
I'm crying foul on that because that damn old Bush guy couldn't flip the coin anyway. What the hell was the worst coin flip I ever saw?
It was a coin flip still. I mean, if it's good enough for the NFL, it's good enough for me.
He was trying to flip it for 5 minutes before they gave him the coin.
I know.
The play, by the way, I was so happy to see the Bushes out there.
I know, that was sweet.
And, they both just came back out of the hospital. And just the thing of, we have to be driven out here and we're doing it with fucking dignity. Like, we're rocking it. You know, like some people like, I'm in a wheelchair now and I'm embarrassed. I was the president. I'm not going to be pushed out. And they were just like, yes, Houston. They love Houston.
Yes.
They love that town.
Somehow they made it feel like royalty, like they were being carried out. Like it was like a good look on them.
And someone wrote, Chris, cash out, don't roll it over. He doesn't have that ability.
Come on, what's 320 really? Let's turn this into 640.
Johnny, I'm going to ask you what you know about most, and that's commercials. You're a marketing guy. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You've turned you sit there and your mentor, of course, is Johnny Go-Go, who taught you everything that he knows.
Yes, of course.
What was the best commercial last night?
I think, based on what got the most pop, it was that Mr. Clean commercial. That was the one that I heard the most pop
creepy.
from.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah. Mine, easily for me, I think the only one I enjoyed was Talking Yearbook.
Oh, yeah, Celebrities Talking Yearbook, which was kind of like a weird look.
Yeah, but it looks like everybody's yearbook picture, which I'm always amazed by. That you can take yearbook pictures for many decades, and everybody looks like they went to school. Now, what are those things that the girls would put on around their? See that thing there?
Yeah, I don't know what it's called, but I had to wear one too, and I never knew until my senior yearbook photo that they weren't like real dresses.
No,
I
they're
always
just
thought
like a half shirt.
but it's like a cape that you put over
Yeah.
your clothes, and then oftentimes someone holds a rose next to that. I was not holding a rose, but sometimes you hold a rose next to your face.
But it looks like no matter what, like particularly the girls, no matter what year it is, they all look like they graduated together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can take somebody from 1963 and fucking 2013, and I'm like, yeah, I guess they went to the same high school. Who's that talking there?
That's Robert Redford.
I thought it was Glenn Fry. Look, Amy Adams looks the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so weird and creepy. There's Magic, who looked like that's his 8th grade picture.
Yeah, that is cannot be a senior year pic.
Steve Carell sporting a mustache. Vito, what was yours? Perfect one.
I mean, I my whole place popped really hard for Stranger Things just because they're really.
That's cheating, though.
I mean,
that's not a commercial.
But it was because, like, when the Eggo thing popped up, when it just looked like the old Eggo commercial, everybody knew what it was going to be and went crazy.
I was pretty excited about that one too, but I agree. Like that's like a trailer.
Yeah.
But I agree that was.
I mean, I think
just excitement level. I went nuts for that.
Yeah, but if they put in a Star Wars or a fucking whatever, people would go
sure,
and that's cheating, and they do that all the time. It's got to be a product that's trying to be recognized. That's what it's got to be. Chris Stanley, what about for you?
I enjoyed the Cam Newton commercial. The
I
best,
didn't at all.
when he beat up the kids.
It did a lot better on the ad meter than I thought. The ad meter is up on IMDb, and I felt like I saw that was an SNL sketch.
Yeah,
from Peyton Manning a couple years ago. I just felt like it was derivative. Jen, did you have a commercial that you like?
I only came for like the second half because I had like the brunch and I came home late, so I literally
and you were in a limo for some reason.
Yeah, so that was Saturday.
You live in a whole different world.
Baller.
It was 25. That was
you wrote 20 fine.
I did. My sister came up with that caption.
It's adorable. You and your sister are adorable. So you didn't have a
yeah, I didn't get to see like
okay. And Jay, what's yours?
I would say now again, 84 Lumber was very sweet. Airbnb again, snowflake heavy, and I enjoyed it. But I think the only one that I really laughed at was the Kia Melissa McCarthy.
That was the number one.
That was the number one?
That was the number one. Which, you know, I mean, it's just straight Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah, like
I mean,
if you like Melissa McCarthy and you think she's hilarious, you're going to like this commercial.
I do. She cracks me up. You know, the Mr. Clean one that you like, Johnny, it creeped me. It just
I didn't like it personally, but I'm just going off of the reaction. But if Melissa McCarthy had a big weekend then, because her SNL shit was amazing.
Yeah. And it was fairly close to that character, too.
Right, it was
now,
not
the
fun.
one that popped big, it was a top 10 one, which I didn't like at all, was the Ghost of Spuds McKenzie.
Stupid.
I don't like thinking about a dead dog.
Sad.
And B, I don't think Spuds sounded that way.
Yeah, and also peer pressure. He wanted to stay in and not drink. And he's like, don't you have FOMO?
Oh, yeah,
you need
that's
to go
true.
out.
Let me hear the way he talks, though.
Hello, Brian.
Spuds McKenzie? What are you doing here?
My soul can't rest when people don't drink Bud Lights with friends.
All right, stop it. I thought Spuds was going to sound like a frat boy, more like Poochie. You know what I mean? I thought he'd be a way more
like,
of a
hey,
Poochie
dude.
thing. Yeah. Here is Rob. Wait, make sure I'm holding on to Johnny. What did I hit?
Hit lock.
Where's lock at?
Right below hold ready. To the right.
Oh, now I just hit block all. Oh, hold ready. That one?
No. Hit hold again.
Yeah.
Right now hit lock.
Where the hell is lock?
Under hold ready.
Okay, under.
Now you're good.
I couldn't understand your slur. Johnny?
Yes, I'm
You're
here.
being held. Here's Rob in South Carolina.
Good. I like that.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, buddies?
Yeah.
$1,000,000 out. I thought the T-Mobile ones were real good. There was one with Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart.
Yeah, I didn't go for that at all. Snoop Dogg was looking for weed, apparently.
yeah.
And I'm just
What
like...
about the one from Last Man on Earth? She had a good one. With the
Kristen
Verizon.
Shaw was pretty funny.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just...
she was like,
Yeah. That didn't
I've
work
always
for
like
me.
batching on the phone or something.
Yeah, it didn't
50
work for
Shades.
me.
Supposed to be like 50 Shades of Grey.
Well, people batch
what
before
happens?
50 Shades.
Is that what happens in the movie?
Mm-hmm.
Ron, in Chicago.
Yes. Not really my favorite commercial, but I was just wondering if you guys noticed that right after the halftime show, they had a promo for either FX or AMC for a TV show, Genius. Looks like it's about Einstein.
Yeah.
And he was playing violin, but did you catch the song he was playing?
Yeah, I remember it, but no, it's phone up.
He was playing Born This Way.
Oh, yeah. I mean, again, this is a trailer for a TV show. I don't want to watch anything about Einstein. Love the fucking Einstein. What can I say?
Yeah, I would put that in the trailer category. I mean, just like by pure excitement, of course, Stranger Things was gonna make everyone pop.
Ryan in Atlanta.
What's up, buddies? Just want to give some love to the Christopher Walken JT commercial. I think that one was pretty good. See you.
Not for me.
That sucked.
Not for me. Johnny, did you love that one?
It was all right.
That was the one where he's buy water, buy drink.
Yeah.
Doesn't make you want to drink by water.
He's just doing a fucking impression of Jay Moore. Enough, Christopher Walken. We get it. You nailed Jay Moore. Is that it? Well, the JT thing. The JT is funny. I never got. You know what I mean?
Well, he's one of those things like if they give you just like an inch, everyone's just like, he's great, he's so funny.
Yeah.
But it's like, he's not that funny. He's just not.
Oh, I'm online, so I love JT. I love bacon.
Yeah. Bacon's great, right?
Yay, bacon. That's my spirit animal right now is JT eating a bacon sandwich with Bill Murray. Oh, fucking Bill Murray, JT. The internet can make me start to hate people that I liked. I'll like this. I'll get a turkey club. I'll go, no bacon. And I'll go, you know what? Just put it on the side and I'll put it on myself.
I just don't want to seem like I like it too much.
Yeah. I go, do me a favor, put it in a napkin and just fucking put it on a chair next to me.
What about Nutella? So good, right, guys?
Nutella bacon is my spirit animal. Al in Maryland.
Hey guys, happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Did anyone else see the plumbing commercial? I believe it was Wilson Plumbing. It ran twice. $5 million for commercial.
No, I don't remember saying that one.
Might have been a local one. Sometimes
local. A local one, probably.
I'd also like to compliment Gail on.
What?
He went for it.
Oh, I didn't
get it.
I didn't get it. What do you
He
say?
was supposed to butt in there when he was supposed to give Gail a compliment.
I'll never do that to another person. I
Oh, that's terrible. I feel like I need to listen back because I don't remember butting in. I thought it was all part of the conversation.
Yeah, I forget what it was.
I really don't remember.
You're a comp blocker. You are a comp blocker.
I did not mean to block your comp.
Well, you went on your way to do it.
I didn't. I really didn't. Jen backed me up.
No, I don't. I really don't remember her cutting her off and being like, "No, don't want to talk about my dad."
You know, there was nobody would know it unless they were me. I mean, that's the thing. Like, if it was about anyone else, I'd be like, "Oh, a conversation's taking place." But I just heard it about me. This way. I don't know. Oh, let's play the when Goodell tried to walk out there. This is up on the iBang, and this was one of the better points of the night. I literally felt like I was back in Philly when this happened.
Santa Claus.
Well, no, I was actually thinking of Mike Schmidt. When he retired, he still was booed. If I'm sorry, being one of the greatest of all time, not good enough for you people? Not quite. Not as good as we want it to be. Can't find it, Chris?
It's a loading. It's buffering. Here it is.
What a wonderful
So great.
That's what NFL football is all about.
I love that he's not even acknowledging it.
And this is your fifth under your leadership, Coach Belichick and Tom Brady. What an unbelievable achievement from your
He should have given him a deflated trophy.
We're so proud of you. Take your Super Bowl.
All right, they went out of their way to show Goodell shaking Brady's hand, and unlike Chris Stanley, Brady is a real gentleman, and he just shakes his hand. But I want him to do the wrestling thing where he pulls back.
No!
And should I shake his hand? Shaking his hand.
Don't do it!
And then when he shook his hand, just kick Goodell in his stomach.
Maybe those people are saying Goodell.
Remember when I tried to bring Vito into this, and he just brings up a thing instead of a regular commercial? Did you think of one yet, Vito?
Well, it wasn't my favorite commercial, but did you guys get distracted by how many times they played the 24 Legacy commercial?
He won't fucking stop. I try to set him up to show commercials. Again, that's a trailer. That's a fucking trailer. Thank you, though, Vito. I try to use you today. I want you to think about it for the rest of the week when I don't put you in the fucking air even once. Like, why won't I stay with the bit? What is it about this? Here's Joe, Santa Cruz.
Hey, Ronnie, I just wanted to call in and say I think everybody should just embrace the Super Bowl for what it is.
Agreed.
My son, who has Down syndrome, he was celebrating every score. Didn't matter if it was Brady or Matty Ice.
How old is he?
Huh? How old is he?
Yeah, how old?
He's three.
So this was like his real, like, oh, I'm watching football on TV. This is the big game. And he was just enjoying every win.
This is. I'm a Bears fan, so he knew the Bears should win, but he knew that wasn't going to happen.
That's really great, man. I'm glad you had that moment too, dude. I'm glad that you recognize those moments, because a lot of people with kids are like, would you please shut up?
This is
Daddy's trying to watch the game. But when you get it, it makes life nice. All right, thank you, my friend.
Yeah, I'm raising my kids to watch Ronnie or Gail, and both.
Thank you. All right. Well, Gail scored when Gail Meets Girls. She stopped me from... She actually did a pick six on my compliment. Just went in the other direction with it. And then did a Deion where she was high stepping with the ball up to her ear like she was making a phone call. I can't even stand to watch Deion on the NFL Network.
Screw Deion Sanders.
You don't like him, huh?
Oh, no, not at all. I think he sucks.
As a player, he was unbelievable.
As a player, he was shit. Even worse than his personal.
People will forget when Deion Sanders played, there was a whole half of the field that no one passed to. Which is why you just can't go through stats, right? Because they just didn't throw the ball anywhere on half that side of the field. It was amazing. But he also wouldn't tackle anyone.
Nope.
He was like, I'm not tackling people. I'll intercept it or knock the ball down. But if a guy breaks through, you're on your own, brother. Off you go.
I give Deion big props because last night, as you were talking about earlier, they said, is Tom Brady the greatest player, period, of all time? And Deion jumped all over that. He's like, no. You cannot even bring that up.
Well, who would he have then?
He rattled off, Jim Brown, Lawrence Taylor. Who else? He named like 5 or 6 guys.
Let me give you this,
game.
though, Johnny. I'm gonna go up against him for this. If you're down 28-3, is Lawrence Taylor going to win the game for you? Is Jim Brown going to score?
Get down 28-3. That's the thing.
That's the thing. And like in that position, it's all on the quarterback. That position. There's nothing you can do about it. I don't want that to be in your head, Johnny, when you are writing up a report for Johnny Go-Go.
I don't write reports for him.
How many TPS reports you got from Johnny Go-Go?
None. I don't report to Johnny Go-Go.
All right, Johnny. I love you, buddy.
Peace, Johnny.
Benningtons, you have a wonderful day.
Peace.
Bye, Johnny.
Later.
Yeah.
Jenny.
That's a Jenny.
Jenny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see how long you two idiots are going to go on with that.
Don't test us. We'll keep going.
What'd you think of the live Snickers commercial? I thought it was fucking
I think that they didn't do enough to let you know that it was live.
100%.
Do you know that I knew that there was going to be a live Snickers commercial and completely like saw it and they're like, oh, that, I think you said, oh, that was the live commercial. I was like, they didn't really make a big pop out of that at all.
No. I remember because, oh, wait, Adam Driver. This is live. I guess they're trashing the set.
I totally forgot about it. Yeah, not enough to remind you or make you feel like it was live.
All right, this is Nick DiPaolo from his account last night that he simply said, up your ass, Michael Che. Now, that made me laugh. So I had to try to figure out what Michael Che did. And on Weekend Update, Che said, I just want to relax, turn my brain off, and watch the blackest city in America beat the most racist city I've ever been to. So, and I didn't know I had to, look around. Now, I watched Weekend Update, and none of that stuck to me.
Right.
But DiPaolo, and I was thinking of him all night. First of all, in that first half, watching his favorite team getting stomped on while they're running those snowflake commercials one after another. And you like those commercials, right?
Oh yeah, I thought they were really sweet.
I don't want to be thinking about politics during the game. Like even when people were saying, that Trump is, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. It's a ball game. Am I going to choose by who? Look, I'm an Eagles fan, right? I guarantee you I hate most fucking Eagles fans. I'm not going to let that get in my way. I'm not going to be like, oh, I hope the Eagles lose so my fucking high school principal has agita. You know what I mean? I'm watching the game for me. Nobody else. And I don't want to be like, I don't like the pink shoes when it's fucking cancer month. I'd like to not think about cancer during that time. Like to watch a fucking game.
Yeah, it's escapism for you.
Yes. I don't want to think about the troops during the game. I'll think about them some other time.
But giant flags, though, Ron.
No, I'd rather we didn't. I'd rather we just made it about fucking football. I don't want to even say, call your mother. Just drop that right now. I want to sit there, even when I don't have a dog in the fight, and be pissed at the fucking Atlanta coach for not fucking realizing you run 3 times, you kick a field goal, and then you make everybody in Boston feel mad. You got to fucking follow the rules of the game. The game is what I like to watch during a game. I don't want to fucking care if someone's a wife beater or not. I'm sure it's a terrible thing. Because right now, we're not supposed to give an award, an Oscar, to some fucking guy because 2 years ago he asked the chick to lay in bed with him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a fuck. Don't you wouldn't? I'm watching a fucking movie about Manchester. I'm not thinking about what happened 5 years before. Watch the fucking Like, I can tell you right now, if OJ was in a good movie and he was playing a good fucking character, I wouldn't be thinking about the Goldman family. I'd be watching the movie. Get him after the movie. Let me enjoy it while I'm watching.
OJ's great in this role.
I've seen OJ in some roles before. I saw him making out with Bewitched one time when I was a kid. It's a made-for-TV movie. Very erotic. But I'm not, if I see it again, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. The Goldmans. I forgot what they fucking went through. I can't think though. Look, OJ was one of the greatest fucking football players of all time. Before everybody else hated him, I hated him for what he did to Notre Dame. He fucking destroyed Notre Dame. And then when people were like, oh, you think OJ killed someone? I'm like, yeah. Like he killed Notre Dame. When OJ first got busted, we were on the air making fun of him and shit, right? And a friend of mine who, I'll just say, started a chicken wing franchise calls up and go, hey, man, we do a lot of stuff with OJ. Could you just lay off? Because I want to make sure he comes back. I'm like, dude, he fucking killed somebody. And they're like, real, I know, but I'm saying this. And he comes to town and everybody likes him and he signs autographs and shit. That's a fucking true story.
That is so fucking funny.
But like 2 years before OJ killed everybody, there used to be this, I guess there still is a thing called Hawaiian Tropic, right?
Yeah.
So they used to set up these things. They would invite us to, and they invite these fucking B-level celebrities and shit. And it would be these beautiful swimsuit models, right? And they would bring in the most gorgeous swimsuit models in the world. And OJ was there. So they had the party and shit. And all the girls were staying at the mansion, the guy who owned Hawaiian Tropics mansion. And all the guys had to split. It was almost like, all right, that's it, guys. You got out of here. Like fucking 3 o'clock in the morning or something. Somebody hears something. And OJ was just standing at the fucking window looking in. They said that he looked like a fucking lion in the zoo, the way he was just like fucking gonna get one of them. You know what I mean? And everybody was like, oh shit. They were fucking scared. And this was years before, like a couple years before.
Holy shit.
That shit happened. And OJ is just there. Because there's a bunch of young hot chicks in there. And he's like, I'm not fucking going to sleep. I'll kill a fucking waiter for these bitches. And that's like the weirdness of OJ, like killing his wife and the fucking waiter and shit. Is like, it's not like he was a dedicated family man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he was always off doing appearances and giving speeches. And he was fucking picking up chicks everywhere. I mean, his life was fucking set.
And she wasn't sleeping with the waiter, right?
I don't know. You know,
That's what they say.
I don't watch all these movies. You know what I mean? Like the
do I.
fucking fact is, even if she was, you can't kill people for that.
Yeah, like, is that what was like? Why you thought it was suddenly wrong?
Yeah, that's why you're on the jury. You're like, well, they did sleep together, so they needed to almost have their heads cut off with a knife.
It doesn't matter, Chris. I don't care if you walked in and they were doggy styling it. It doesn't matter, Chris.
Good point.
But seriously, I can't sit down and watch every game and try to decide who's a better person. I just want to fucking enjoy the game.
I think they're all bad people. I think that's what it boils down to.
All people are bad people, Chris.
Yeah.
You included.
Oh, definitely.
All right. Tonight, I'm doing the SDR podcast with Big J and Ralph Sutton. I have no idea where that is, Chris.
I have all the directions to get you downtown.
The directions, just the address. He's an adult. He can find his way.
You didn't even remind me that I had to do this tonight. I had to find this out today. Why? Because you put it on a piece of paper I'm going to remember? No. I need somebody saying stuff into my ear.
Got it. More texting, more calling.
No, less texting, less calling. Okay. Just give it to someone else to do.
Shit.
This is a story I like. Coke is dead, but heroin's back in a big fucking way. Isn't that crazy?
It's back.
Pulp Fiction finally came true.
It's back again.
Yeah. Well, you know why? Everyone got on the opiates. Then they're fucking clamping down so you can't get your pills. And people are like, hey, man, if you like opiates, you could just as easily fucking do some heroin. It's my wife and it's my life.
And like I think a lot of kids, like most kids growing up stage, they're just eating Adderall, so they're just eating amphetamines since they were children. So they just like that instead.
This has nothing to do with heroin, dude. That's the exact fucking opposite thing.
Well, I'm saying that's why they're not doing coke.
Yeah, but that's like saying that they're into something
They're not
that
doing
they're
coke.
not.
Is fucking. First of all, we're not talking about coke. We're talking about heroin.
Adderall doesn't lead to heroin.
And I guarantee you, a fucking good pure coke high beats the shit out of any fucking speedy Adderall thing. I don't want a fucking drug that makes me study, all right? I want to fucking go out and enjoy myself.
And it looks like you've been snorting pixie sticks or something.
Yeah, it's all blue.
Dorky.
It is dorky.
Fucking lame.
Weird drip.
What's going on with J-Lo? She's putting out pics on her Instagram. This one, you know, she's known for the ass, and she's putting out under-tit pictures.
Well, she's supposedly dating Drake now.
You believe that, though?
Yeah, they have like a video of them kissing at like this.
Yeah, but you know what? They're both marketing whores.
Drake does well for himself.
This is old school Hollywood. When somebody has used in the old days, when two people would have a movie put out, they would, you know, have together. They realized both these are marketing people, and they realized that two celebrities dating is a lot bigger than two separate celebrities. Now, I don't know why. I mean, there was time we definitely went to see more of her naked. She's what, 45 now?
Yeah, she
still looks fantastic.
She looks great.
Well, why didn't you do this when you were 31? Is that too much
she
to
wasn't
fucking
ready.
ask for?
She didn't need it then.
Why didn't you call me on my cell phone? You love that Drake, huh?
Yeah, I do. Kind of upset he's dating her.
Because what? He'd be with you? You know what? I'm upset too because I would be with J-Lo. That just reminded me. Now I
Oh my
can't
God,
fucking...
you guys should work together. This is like a cool rom-com. The two of you work together to split them up.
Here's what I worry about. Then me and Jen would fall in love. Because that's what happens. I
Like
watch
usually
those
happens.
movies. And I don't trust them. Can't find it, Chris?
It's loading. A lot of buffering. There we go. So it's great.
That's a nice, that
Fucking
is
really
a
good.
beautiful underboob shot.
Yeah.
Is that like become the new coveted portion of boob to see? It's like underboob
What's side
is,
boob for a while?
yeah, like I feel like side boob's dead is dead.
You know what? Let me say this, though.
But underboob
is back in a big fucking way. But I would also say this. You stop wasting time. Just the nipples, all anybody really wants to say.
just cutouts in a shirt of
I'd
just
have no
nipple.
problem with that at all.
So hot.
I'd go to Vito, but I'm afraid he'd bring up another trailer. I saw the trailer
Logan.
for Guardian 2.
Oh, God. It's like garbage.
Just once, I want to go to him. He doesn't bring up a fucking trailer. I want him to be on the fuck. You know what I mean? I want him to be on the team. You know? There's no trailer in team. Right, I just thought of another trailer. You know what? I want to lock it up right now and talk to the one and only Mitchell Walters. Mitchell,
Good morning, sir. How are you?
what do you say, buddy?
Another higher area code. I gave it to Chris. Higher area code.
Higher area codes
That's right.
wins once again.
You got it.
I almost caught the exact score.
Is that right?
Yeah, I had 36-30. I was within the point move.
Where'd you watch the game at, Mitchell?
That's my friend Stanley's house where I was going to put that football if I would have won.
That would have been perfect. That would have looked beautiful there.
Yeah, great game, and today's Monday. It's all soap operas today.
Oh, yeah, back to soap operas. I understand.
There's no gambling today. Today's an off Monday for me.
You like to gamble every day?
Yeah, horses every day. That's all. Horses.
Horses. Coming in from all directions.
Started smashing his head against the locker. Started laughing hysterically.
It's a little Patti Smith. Just doing for you.
Oh, my God. Don't show your age with Patti Smith.
Mitchell, big Outlaws reunion show.
In July, very excited at the Tropicana.
Yeah.
I'm at the Borgata, actually, President's Week. I have to practice.
Sure. You got to practice up.
What was the opiate conversation? I came in at the end of it. I missed the beginning of it.
What was this? What were we talking about?
Oh, heroin becoming more popular.
Huh?
Heroin's back in a big way.
Yeah. I didn't understand what he said when he said heroin. What did you call it?
Heroin.
Heroin.
Oh, heroin. Yes.
Yeah.
32 points on a double word score. Heroin.
I would just say this for J-Lo. We started at the bottom, now we're here. Started at the bottom, now the whole team here. Remember we got obsessed with that song?
That was fun.
Then I got obsessed with cell phone for a while.
Yeah. We went through a lot of great times.
Ah, Drake. I call him one of the great Drakes. Yeah, go ahead, Mitchell.
No, I'm just saying you guys do your little TMZ angle there.
Yeah, we do a little TMZ angle every once in a while.
Yeah, we do.
You know, we
You're
run
right.
that gimmick. All right, I got to take a break. I love you, kid.
Love you, too.
All right.
Get a baseball pool together. Let's do something.
Okay, yeah, we'll try to. You know what? Let's do horse pulls. All right? All right.
I'll
Peace.
call you from the Borgata.
All right, call me from the Borgata. Let me know how you're doing. All right, talk to you later. Bye.
Bye, Mitchell.
Mitchell Walters, one of the all-time great comics. Somebody on Mass's name pops up. Somebody will just mention Mitchell. But you can't know comedy if you don't know Mitchell Walters. All right, we got to break here. We get back. We're going to find out about Chris Stanley and his dating life. He was going to have a big Tinder date with somebody who dated a major comedian. And we'll see if Chris, as he had promised to do, got it in. We're right back with that. Bennington. It's The Bennington Show, brand new Gail Meets Girls up. Go judge for yourself if Gail blocked a compliment that was coming my way from Bonnie McFarlane.
I know myself, and it's hard to imagine I would ever do such a thing as to block a beautiful compliment from Bonnie to you.
First of all, I feel like you're joking about it.
I'm
now,
not.
and,
I'm
you know
serious.
what I mean?
I really don't think I would do that. I feel terrible. I feel terrible if I misdirected.
Look, it worked out. A lot of people writing to me about the underboob too, whether or not it's better than cleavage or side boob.
Mm-hmm.
Strange how people still think in this day and age where you can see tits anytime you want just by touching your porn machine. That they sell your Apple porn machine.
They're everywhere.
But anyway, go look at that picture on the iBank. And then also, I'm sure this will be your only chance to get tickets for a show on February the 14th, 11:30 a.m. right here at Sirius XM Studios. It's Unmasked or Town Hall that I'll be talking to Artie Lang, Pete Holmes, and Judd Apatow. They've got a brand new show coming out for who, Chris?
For HBO.
For HBO. Home box office.
That's what I still call it.
Mm-hmm. You should.
It's not just TV.
By the way, this Stan wrote me up as Ron Bennington. Rom.
Like rom-com?
Yeah, I guess. Listen to the show I'll be doing Friday. I'm not doing anything until Friday. Ted Alexandro, one of the best ever.
Oh.
Wyatt Cenac, phenomenal. He's got a special he's shooting too. Rich Voss, Keith Robinson, and Big J. Okerson.
Whoa, that's a great show.
Yeah, that's all Friday. I'll be hosting that show at the Stand. That one's the 10 o'clock show. I don't know what the 8 o'clock show is. By the way, I never noticed this. They put 16 and over there. I didn't know you could be 16 and go to that show.
I thought because they serve food, maybe you could have a child there.
Well, child isn't 16. I mean, I don't think you can come in with an infant. All right, Chris Stanley, how did your date go?
Got canceled on. Got canceled on Saturday.
No way.
The stew canceled wants to do something this week, so it's still in play, I guess.
The hot stew?
The hot stew, yeah. I'm texting back and forth with her. It's not like she's ghosting me, as the kids say.
Dude, why don't you invite her to the Stand Friday night?
I'm thinking.
Please do. Get that steamy, hot bowl of stew to the Stand.
I didn't know where that was going. I wasn't ready for bowl. I'm like, steamy, where's this?
So I hung out with Mr. Big, as we've been calling her, all week, most of the weekend.
Dude, things are getting serious with you, Big.
You've got 3 days that you said you never got out of that same shirt.
Yeah. I was wearing it Saturday.
Oh, my God.
Or Sunday. No, I'm wearing it today.
What does Big think of that?
Did you come straight for her house? Is that why you were still wearing your clothes?
Oh, no, I came straight from my house,
Ew.
but I was just banged up this morning. Really fucking bad agita and really hungover.
So you slept in that?
Yeah.
What was that, from your Super Bowl?
From the Super Bowl, yes.
Wait, what were you eating?
I ate wings and pizza, but apparently it destroyed my fucking esophagus. I woke up fucking just...
Oh, were they hot wings?
They weren't that hot. So it makes no sense.
Diarrhea.
And diarrhea, yeah. I have
figured.
diarrhea today. Is that what you want to hear, Gail?
That's what I asked.
I wasn't going to go there.
Yeah, I tell you, I went down to the bathroom to take a piss same time he was there.
Oh,
He
no.
has what I would call
Oh, no.
musical diarrhea.
No.
You heard that.
Everybody heard it.
Oh.
2 people ran out. They came in. They were going to take a piss, and they just ran back out again.
No, this is awful because we have a really exciting unmask that we're doing today. And look at the state of the producer.
I'll be in the dark booth.
Yeah, and you can't go near the gas.
I
Do
won't.
not.
Leave that to Jen and Gail.
Yeah, they'll handle all that.
Please stay away.
I'll stay far away. Just on board.
Where were you? At Zito's house?
No, Zito was actually at the game.
Oh man, another great time for him. He's a Patriots fan.
I went to my old buddy's place in fucking Brooklyn.
You
the guys that dumped you for a year and a half?
Yeah.
I'm actually shocked.
Against my advice, by the way. I advised you that I did not think it was a good idea.
Curiosity just fucking got to me. I was like, fuck it. So I fucking went to Brooklyn, picked up some booze, and headed over.
All right, let me. So you look like a gentleman.
Oh, it was just for me.
Okay.
And I'd been drinking.
What kind of booze?
Well, it was on Periscope. Some Four Loko and some Old D malt liquor.
I didn't see your Periscope, but people said that the old Chris was back. They wrote to me, the old Chris is back, and I'm like, well, could the old Chris please push some of those Trump cup shirts? And we're actually having a big burn off for them. But Chris, you said, well, let me explain to people. These were his friends for years. But when his girlfriend broke up with him, these buddies picked Ho over Bro, and they haven't talked to you for a year and a half.
No, haven't spoken with them. And then I got the invite to come to the Super Bowl.
Weird.
I'm gonna put party in quotation fucking marks.
Why?
There was at the end when I got there were 4 people fucking showed up. So I watched this fucking game with 3 other dudes, and that's it. It wasn't a fucking party.
Was this like they wanted to talk to you? Was this what this was about?
Apparently, they invited me because apparently, from what I've been told, this was mostly from one dude who really took my ex's side throughout this whole thing, and he's the one who's fucking around all the time, and he wasn't going to be there. So like, hey, fucking bring.
So they wanted you for a year and a half, but the alpha dog was there.
Yeah.
I guess, and I never considered him the fucking alpha dog.
Can I just say, that's really pussy of them.
No shit.
To be like, oh, daddy's out of town, so we can invite our friend over?
Yeah, I was shocked. I was like, what this? I didn't see this one coming because the other dude never seemed like the fucking big man about town. Like, it was really fucking weird.
Did you say that to them?
I was like, what the fuck are you thinking? That guy? Who gives a shit? So initially, it was fucking heated. Like, I was like, I feel crazy. Like, I felt fucking nuts. Like, this makes no fucking sense to me. And that guy I do have an actual beef with. Like, that guy I fuck, because
you would fight.
I mean, I would not want to see him. I don't want to see him again.
Would you physically fight?
Would you say when you see him,
no,
his ass is grass and you're the lawnmower?
I would say that.
But I kind of agree with Gail. I think the other guys, I mean, that's really
because
weird.
Here's the thing. The other guy, whatever, fuck him. Obviously,
fuck
he
him,
doesn't. But then for people to be like, oh, we chose him over you. Like, at least he's like got some backstory with your broad. I guess, like, I don't know. You did something terrible.
Whatever,
Dude, she must hate you.
No, she does not like me. No. We should not be together. We shouldn't be in the same room together. Probably not even the same neighborhood.
Do you think that she told him? Like, do you think that she said to him?
Well, she's like very good friends with his fiance. So, that's all wrapped up together.
Gotcha.
But so, yeah. So
but yeah, the real shitty thing is these guys being like, now that this guy's not around, we can invite you.
Did you say that to them?
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Why is he around all the time? Is he fucking monitoring you motherfuckers?
Yeah.
So I yelled at them and then drank, and then I don't think I'm going to hang out with them again. Like, it was so bizarre. I probably should have just fucking left.
Yes, you should have.
I didn't expect this thing to come out. Like, these guys are fucking pussies.
Like,
so are you, Chris.
Because
for fucking staying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and for even going there.
Yeah.
I mean, you're above that shit. You know what I mean? You're an adult. You're not fucking 14. Look, you went and made friends with a sax player and a morning man.
And a man from promotions.
And this show was your friends too.
You're not his social friend.
Right, true.
You're his work friend. You know what I mean? You wouldn't have him over to one of your parties around your friends.
Oh, I couldn't.
No, I couldn't.
No, but here's the thing.
I have Vito over, but I can't hear trailer talk the whole time. He's literally trailer trash to me. Twice I've tried to bring him into the show. Twice.
Now, here's something did they approach it like, hey man, I feel terrible, like we did this? Or they're like, that guy's gone, so we finally got to invite you around. Like,
they said they felt terrible, but I was like, you couldn't have felt terrible because...
So was it an apology? Was it an apology tour?
It was an apology tour.
But not an apology that you felt good about.
No, I felt ridiculous.
The reason was even worse than if they said, hey, we didn't like the way you treated your chick.
Yeah. That's like, the actual, because that's what I thought would have fucking come out. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, all right, whatever. Fucking.
Now, do you and the guy who took her side, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever have any beef before about anything?
No. I mean, we know each other since, that guy I've known since freshman year of high school.
Okay. which is unbelievable to me. Now,
yeah,
did he say to them,
I agree.
"Oh, Chris beat her up," or "Chris, you stole money out of her purse"?
Oh, did you?
I mean, the thing is that you guys just don't get along anymore.
No.
And it was her choice, not yours.
Yeah, she broke up with me. Yes.
Yeah. And it was because you're drinking and gambling.
And just
ways.
drinking and just being a general selfish drunk over the
Right.
course of 8 years, and finally just being sick and tired of it.
Commitment issues.
All
that.
That's but you know what? Here's the thing. I've had friends get divorced, and I go, "Look, that's between you two."
Yeah.
You know. Now, if I knew a guy who like beat up the woman or something, I'd be like, "Okay, I'm mad at him."
Yeah.
As a friend, because you can't be my friend because I expect more of you. But that's never happened before. I've never had that thing where I thought between those two people. But I'm going to tell you the truth here. I think you came off a little needy and a little fucking pussy going to that thing.
I felt just fucking weird even going. And then getting the actual fucking excuse. Like, what the fuck?
I really dislike it. Those guys really bother me. Because that's like, to me, like that is the bigger shitty thing to do what they did. The fear of the alpha dog. And they left a man behind because of that.
Oh, yeah.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I stayed friends with Tom Brady, even though I know for a fact he deflated a football.
He did.
And that made his mom sick. And I'm like,
that's what did it?
And, he was with that other chick and had a baby with her before he was with Giselle.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
He married Giselle, I think, when the other one was pregnant. I can't remember that whole thing, but
she was pregnant.
That was the initial thing that we were supposed to take sides. But I try not to take sides. I always say this, like when people go, "Oh, Van Halen, you're on Eddie's side." I go, "Why do I have to choose? I'm going to fucking sit here and choose between Eddie Van Halen and whatever lead singer he has. I don't give a shit. I'll just listen to the album if I want to. If I'm in a Halen kind of mood. A lot of times I'll listen when I'm hailing a cab. I go, I hope it's a van. I hope I'm a Van Halen right now. So I lost a lot of respect for you.
Really?
I'm down to -7.
Wow.
No, you know what? But as a friend, I'll say this. I feel bad for you.
Don't.
No, because you're pathetic with that. I feel like you did a pathetic thing. Like, I would have even said if you would have turned around and left. The fact that you're drinking your Four Loko, and I know you didn't have anywhere else to go in the game, but you sat there cheering with fucking guys.
I know.
That were not there for you. Guys that you've known since you were a kid.
Traitors. Now having been through it, do you see my point of why I had the advice of not to go? Like, why that message would have been like, "No, fuck you guys." You're just in a Super Bowl.
Stupid. Like, he was stupid curious because he didn't know. I mean, he didn't know because he can't figure out 2 + 2. But I'll tell you right now, I have friends from fucking high school. I'll even give out fucking names that I haven't seen in decades. And I'd hide those fuckers from the cops tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, we grew apart because I moved and years go by. I have love for these fucking guys. If one of them called me up and said, "I need you to fucking hide me," nobody would think. I'd be like, "Dude, come on over. Let's fucking hide out from the cops. You fucking deserve that from me." You know?
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, "Hey, what was that chick's name?" Like, the cops at the door be like, "What was that chick's name? We were at her house that night. And, but she had a sister. She said we couldn't be with her sister and something happened." You know what I mean? Like, that's how I feel about those fucking people. But to say, "Oh, Alpha Dog says I can't be your friend." You know what? Say you're having a party at their fucking house. Okay. They open up the fucking door. Me, you, and Vito with baseball bats.
Want to do that?
We just start. Yes, I do. And maybe if we get the sax guy, the morning guy, and the promotions guy. I don't think they will. I don't think those type of.
No, they
fucking
not.
Vito. Would you go to a Mickey Mantle party with us?
Yeah,
and fucking. Okay.
Bash some skulls.
I know you do. I know you would.
Can I at least be there and just like look at my nails or something and just like quietly enjoy?
Yeah, but then bring up like, where are we going to go eat?
While I step over their like bloodied faces.
Do me a favor too. Get aluminum bats because I don't want to fuck it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to snap a fucking. But seriously,
I have a crowbar.
No.
Those guys deserve that. They deserve to be beaten until they're dead.
Fucking bizarre, and even worse, a worse reason than I could have even imagined. I was like, what the fuck?
So you yelled and then you sat there. And did you guys ever get back to talking about old times? Did anybody ever say, I miss you, bro?
It's like, oh, you haven't been around for a while. Well, no, I haven't, motherfucker. Because, I mean, so I
Did you
tried
really say it like that or just think it?
No, I didn't. I fucking said. So I was like, let's not fucking.
Let's do this the way it really was.
Okay.
And be honest.
I
once,
am
all
being
right?
fucking honest.
Okay, let me just do this. I'm going to be the friend.
Okay.
Hey, Christopher, you haven't been around for a while.
Really? Because you're the motherfuckers who said I shouldn't fucking be around.
Did they say you shouldn't be around?
Or whatever, that I shouldn't.
See, that you're not
See,
even
now
making
you're not quoting. You
sense
got to
there.
quote. All right.
You gotta-
Okay, I'll start it up again.
Okay.
Daddy said we couldn't hang out with you no more, but now Daddy's gone.
You're calling him daddy now? That fucking guy?
Listen, we've got to go do an unmask that we've got planned today. So we are going to play an unmask. Well, this is we put out on the iBang and iTunes, and got a giant response. It was Jimmy Fallon, and this is back before he got the Tonight Show, when he just really found his sea legs. When he took over for Conan O'Brien on, what is that called? Late night? Yeah. Late night. So it was a very interesting time because he was still totally excited about late night and having zero lust for the Tonight Show. And somebody wrote to me, they go, I never heard him do a long interview like this. And I have no idea, if he's ever,
Yeah, especially you land the late night gig. It seems like you don't hear from those people again because they're so busy. And they also have.
Well, they also have their own PR department who's gone like, oh, only something wrong could happen here. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they don't want, go do an hour talking seriously. So it turned out to be very, very interesting for people. So we'll play that next. And I'll just say it one more time. Go to Gail Meets Girls. And make sure you listen to see whether she comp blocked me when Bonnie McFarlane was about to give me a compliment. It was a great show, by the way.
Thank you so much. You can download it on iTunes, and you can also download and subscribe on iTunes or on the iBang.
And your last chance, go over to the iBang and get free tickets to see me interview Judd Apatow, Pete Holmes, and Artie Lang. So we will break now, and we come back. This is quite a few years ago. It's Unmasked with Jimmy Fallon, and this is Bennington.
Sit down, have a seat. We're all going to do a radio show. Bennington will be right back on Raw Dog 99, Sirius XM's Comedy Club.
Jimmy Fallon here with us tonight. How are you, buddy?
Doing great. Thanks for having me, man.
It's literally the career.
I thought you were shaking my hand.
No, I was just.
That's how you talk. You talk with your hands.
Well, it's kind of an Italian thing, but I'm not Italian.
What are you?
I'm Irish.
Well, really?
Well, actually, I think there's more English, but who wants to go around saying that?
I know. So if you couldn't see it if you're listening, but or whatever, you can see it. But yeah, your hand went out there, so I thought you were.
It's great to start with one uncomfortable moment.
Oh, it's gonna go one on top of the other. I made a career off of it, so why stop now?
Well, it's funny that you said that because I saw the audition tape that you did for Saturday Night Live.
Oh, gosh.
And it seemed like when you're in character, really, really confident in those days. But then as soon as you went into yourself, you just start to mumble, okay, here's the next character. It's
It is weird. That is weird. I don't know where that came from. I think I did the Groundlings. I was trained out there in Los Angeles. It was like an improv troupe out there. It's almost like Second City, or all that stuff. So I did the Groundlings thing, and I remember I didn't quite make it to a groundling. I was like in lab class. I was on the fifth level or something like that out of 7 levels. I don't know how it works again, but I remember after I would finish the scene, people would imitate me running off the stage. Because I'd be like, finish the scene, they're like, whoa, how was it? Was it all right? They're like, why did you run like crazy? Like, you got to wave, you got to thank you very much. And then as soon as they go, oh my God, how was it? But I would just finish the scene and go, oh, God. just run away. But yeah, so I think that's probably came from there, like years of training me to be nervous.
No, but it's kind of odd because to share both those things, you want to be in front of people, and at the same time, let's get to the end of it and get off stage as quick as we can.
I never wanted to be like the big cheese when I did anything or the ham or the center of attention, but I love comedy so much and I want to perform comedy. So I always wanted to, but so I always loved doing a bit, and then I don't kind of want it to be me. I want someone else getting the laugh, and then like, that was good, right? Like, I love to laugh at that, like that was funny, and then it's like, oh, it's you, and oh yeah. So the reason, so I started stand up when I was like, I want to say 17 or something like that. I was 17 years old. I was in Poughkeepsie, New York, and just finishing high school. Was that 17? And I was finishing high school, graduating, and my mother heard about this impression contest on the radio. So my mom was like, you should do it. Oh, my God, you're so good at your voices and all this stuff. But at the time, I was just doing Dana Carvey impressions in my bedroom. And she could hear me, she was listening to me. So I was doing so then someone gave me a troll doll for graduation. Like, it was like a troll doll with a graduation cap, some useful gift. And I go, maybe I'll take this troll doll and make something out of it. I'll make celebrities audition for this troll doll act, and it was a 1 minute impression contest. Who can do the most impressions or the best impression in a minute? And I kind of changed it in my head, and I wanted to do the most impressions. So I think I did 10 impressions in a minute or something like that, or it was 10 seconds of each people, just going like from Bill Cosby, going like, the doll's hair with the thing sticking out and is walking around with the crazy. And then I do like Seinfeld, like, who does his hair? This is crazy. He doesn't have any pants on. What kind of doll is this? It's crazy, and then and I just go through the whole gamut. I think at the time the big Pee Wee Herman scandal was happening, and I ended with like, these dolls are great, but I like to play with myself too. I did something like that, and that was the closer. And at the time I was like, great, and I did the bit, and I won first place, and I freaked out. That was the coolest thing ever, and I remember even overthinking my outfit, what I'm going to wear on this comedy club stage. I had a Gap shirt that probably thousands of people had on in the audience. To me, Gap was an exclusive store. I'm from upstate New York. Like, nobody shops at the Gap. I can't believe I afforded this thing. I got this rare shirt. No one will have this. Like, I look in the audience, 20 people are wearing this shirt. Like, but I had that, and I wore these like Nike sneakers. I really cleaned them up nice, and I remember really overthinking everything. Like, God, this is going to mean everything. And my sister, I was asking her, like, how do I look? Do I look weird? Is my hair weird? And what do I do? And I was just obsessed. I was just so nervous. So I think it was 1 minute, and that's all I was on stage. I was up, I said hi, and then I left. But I ended up winning that, and then I got the bug. Then I started doing some talent shows, and I did like, I was going into talent shows where like, I was going up against mother-daughter dance routines. And so I was like, I don't know why I was in these things. I could beat them. It's like, why would they have great talent as well? Like, I can do anything you can do. I can do better. I can do it. And the mother comes out. And I go, why am I trying to beat this guy?
You're looking at your troll doll. It's never going to
happen. Why am I crushing a mother-daughter routine? This is the dumbest thing. Yeah, and so I remember
But for you, you were in show business. If to you it felt 100% show business.
It felt like I felt like this is I made money.
Mm-hmm.
I go, look at all the money I made. Yeah. I think I made $100 or something just for 1 minute. I make $100 a minute. I should go to 42nd Street and start. I mean, I was like, that's insane. That's a great gig. So as a 17-year-old, that's like crazy. You go, this doesn't make any sense.
Well, the thing that you got to that you rode all the way up to that was just also having that gene that you could do impressions. You know what I mean? Not everybody can do impressions. Most people end up doing impressions of other impressionists,
Yeah.
But to just be able to find that voice had to be kind of a lucky break for a kid to start playing that game.
I'd probably say it's my Irish background. My parents, like, they would have these parties all the time. And like, my grandparents would come over and their friends would come over and everyone would just have drinks and there'd be a microphone. And people would sing songs and they do bits and like it was normal to me. But then my friends would come over and go, "What the hell is wrong with your parents?" Like, their parents are so weird, man. Like, what? This is normal, And they do scenes for movies. My dad would do The Godfather. My dad would put like an orange rind in his mouth and like do The Godfather and talk like that all the time. And So I think everyone was always performers in my house, always doing something.
It was because there was no TV? Is there was some reason?
No, we had TV. Yeah. Trust me, I had to hold the antenna while they watched all the channels. Yeah, we had a TV with the pliers for the clicker, everything.
The family just likes to perform.
Yeah, I think it is. It's just everyone just wants to get a good laugh and just that's what it's all about. A good cry as well, because that's Irish people.
Sure.
Like, we start laughing at the end of the night. There's a fight and someone's crying.
Yeah, it comes to full circle. The amount of emotions in an
Irish party.
Yeah.
Oh man, people, that's why Irish people love funerals. Like that's a party. It's like no, it's a sad thing. Like which one isn't a sad thing?
Well, what's awful is then after growing up that way, you go to someone else's religion, one of their wakes, and you just start hitting booze, and everyone's like, easy.
Yeah, this Shiv is a totally different thing. We just sit here in the house. We don't leave the house.
Why is he singing into his glass? You ever notice that old Irish guys always try to sing into the glass?
It's good acoustics. It's good acoustics, and it's like a tiny subway. It's like it's a tiny subway. People tipping you in there. There's a whole new world. It's a fantastic acoustics in that cup. I love it. And people singing under the boardwalk. It's a good doo-wop in there.
I actually saw my uncle. He had like whiskey in a glass. He would sing into it, take a shot, sing back into it. He's going, stop
doing different sound effects. The Michael Winslow of Irish singers.
Wow, there's a name I didn't think would come up today, Michael Winslow. You really were a comedy nerd.
I love comedy. I grew up. There was that comedy boom in the '80s where there was shows on Fox, and when Fox wasn't even Fox. I mean, this is when Fox was just trying stuff. Like Arsenio was a big thing, and you're like, no one could get it. Like I would tune it in like a radio station, this little TV set, to get Fox. Fox 23 was where I was, and I'd watch that, and but they would have these hour-long comedian specials, and there was a Caroline's had a special where Carol Leifer hosted.
Yeah.
You remember that? And I used to tape all these comedians just doing bits, and in the '80s it was almost like the way the songs were in the '80s. It was almost like a one-off, like a one hit, and then you don't hear them again.
Right.
And because the '80s, you have all these great songs, but and all right, and they don't have a follow-up. You know, you go, oh, that was a great song. You know, it's like rock me Amadeus. It's like they don't have a follow-up. You know, okay, but so a lot of these guys are just coming out, and they're one-hit wonders, and they come out. A lot of them, of course, are the greats that came out of it, but a lot of '80s comedians just did one bit, and you go, oh, that was so weird and cool. And so I just really, really watched all that stuff, and I listened to Dr. Demento was this comedy radio station that he played the parody songs and weird songs, and I was just like, I just loved it, and no other kid was listening to that. And I remember I was just an odd kid, but I went to a garage sale, and I would come home with stuff all the time. My mom would hate when I'd leave because I'd come back with like a poker table or something. She's like, nobody even plays poker in the house. I don't know what you're 5 years old. And it's like, oh, I got a deal. It was a nickel. She's like, now we got to throw it out, you know. It's just such a nightmare. Like I'd just come home with other people's trash, really. But I came home with a reel-to-reel player, you know, which every little kid loves. Sure. Yeah, it doesn't like the young Alan Freed or
you and Quentin Tarantino had the only two.
Yeah, Don K. Reed. So I had these reel-to-reels, and what I liked about it is that they could tape so much more than a cassette tape could tape. They could tape for like 6 hours. So I would just put on Dr. Demento. I'd hook it in some weird way, or have the microphone by the radio and just tape 6 hours of Dr. Demento, and then I wouldn't have to stay up that late to listen to the whole thing. So then I could listen to as much as I want, and then go into another room, go to sleep while it's recording. And then the next day I can go, I wonder if they played, the new Weird Al, or I wonder if they played, We Are the Worms or something, But I loved all that stuff, that parody stuff, and I was just so into it. You know, it was like that was a big thing for me. So, I loved comedy and comedy records, and my grandparents were into like comedy stuff too. So I would like Smothers Brothers on record. That was a big favorite of mine growing up. Rodney Dangerfield, my dad was Irish Catholic family. My dad would scrape out with a key all the curse words. So he would key my records so that I wouldn't hear the F word. Yeah. And so I was like, listen, like, oh, I'll tell you, I'm like, and then I go into a different thing, like the movie theaters. All right. It's like, what? And then he'd skip to the next thing. My wife, she's just like, skip. It's like, man, I wonder what happened with his wife. It's like such a good intro. He just leaves a lot of cliffhanger jokes. Great setups, no punchlines. I was like, oh, I'll tell you, my doctor's another one. skip. It's like, oh, his doctor is another one. I grew up not knowing what a punchline was. Horrible thing. You gotta go to therapy.
It took years later where you're trying to figure out, what do you mean punchline? I did the skip part. Didn't that work?
I did the setup great.
And then you just skip.
That is the punchline. Then I skipped my way off. Yeah. It was horrible.
Good night, everyone.
Yeah, it's a terrible way to start comedy.
So it's the interesting thing, too, is I think that kind of makes you different than a lot of comedians because you are a good audience. You laugh at other people's stuff where a lot of comics you'll just see go, that was funny. A little pissed off about it.
Really, it's sad. Isn't that weird? It's like, you go to like comedy club. I thank God for Bud Friedman. I worked the improv out when I was out in LA, but when you do stand up, like on the side of the stage somewhere or in the back of the room somewhere, there's comedians that are going to go on after you. And that's just normal. And they're great, like, to talk to. Like, what do you think of this joke and all that stuff? But as an audience, if the ultimate sign of respect is if they're like, they just like make noises. It's like Paul Schaefer does on Letterman, you know? Paul Schaefer's like going, It's like, that's good. That's a good thing. You're like, oh, I heard that guy's
killed.
Yeah, I killed. And like, the audience didn't like me at all, but I heard like 3 ahs. That was great. Like, and my wife doesn't understand that at all. She hates it. So when we first started dating, I would do that. I'd be like, She goes, will you stop that? That is so rude. Like, what are you doing? He's telling jokes. He's trying his hardest. And I'm like, no, that's a sign of respect. I thought that was a great bit. Like, you just moan like a goat. It's like getting injured. It's like, well, whatever. But it is tricky. And like comedians, like, did you see Funny People?
Yeah.
It's like, it's interesting how Funny People, that movie, I liked it a lot. Where people, other comedians are kind of jealous of other comedians. Mm-hmm. And they don't like it. If someone, like, someone just gets a laugh out of something, you're like, who cares? Like, that's guy's a guitar act. He needs a guitar. He's not funny without a guitar. It's like, who cares? He's getting laughs. Like, why do you care? And then if you're going on after him, like the one thing I never understood was that when I did stand up is that if like say like everyone would be like, oh, HBO's here to see so and so. Oh my gosh, or NBC's here to see the Tonight Show's here to see blah blah blah. I'm like, oh, I wish I could get that break. And then that person leaves the stage, the comedian leaves, and they go on next. The Tonight Show people are still in the audience.
Right.
They're still there watching. It's not like they shut their eyes and ears off. It's like, but this person's so worked up about how the other person's a jerk. So they're like, I can't believe that, man. They'll never have me on. And it's like, you're right in front of the Tonight Show right now. Like, go for it, man. Score. Like, and like, that's always the thing. Like, I always remember that. And I was like, well, I'm just always going to try my best, no matter what. Even if I don't have anyone there to see me, just so that in case they stay an extra 5 minutes, because they stay for the next guy, I'm the next guy. So they see me up there and I do an impression of somebody or tell a joke about something. They go, oh yeah, I remember that guy. Like, how about the guy that was? Because I remember one time I shaved on stage. I was just desperate for work, and I was on a show my range. So I went up. I had a beard. I had like as much as I could grow. I was like 23 or 22 or something like that, and I had a beard, and it was patchy and awful. It was like old Springsteen beard. It was like a Wild, Innocent, East Street Shuffle type of beard. And I had the beard, and I was just talking. I said, well, I just want to show you my range of, what I could play. I could play older. I could play a thug. I could play whatever. And then I just started talking. I had shaving cream in a bowl with water, and I just shaved my beard off as I was going, as I was doing my act. And it didn't make my act funnier, but I was like, I wonder if that would help me get, and it did not at all. I was like, idiot. Like, you should have just told your jokes and it'd be funny.
You were Andy Kaufman for a few short moments.
Tried as hard. I was looking for his comedy style. I started going, I was trying everyone's style. I was ripping off everybody. It was a nightmare.
You're kind of lucky it didn't work, or else you could probably only work once a month. You know, you got to grow the beard back.
Yeah, exactly. You completely. I didn't think about that. I just get some fake cotton candy beard to put on every night before I go. Like, I wish I never invented this beard bit. It's taken off. Everyone's doing it. This is like the Steve Martin curse with the arrow through the head. I gotta come out with a beard every night. This is play once a month.
The thing that must have been great is for a guy who grew up the way you did, being such like a geek for comedy, is to get Saturday Night Live and to really be able to understand the history of it. Because a lot of people just go in, worry about themselves and what they're doing. But for you to be in that studio, it must have been a completely head trip every day for you.
Yeah, I was shaking. I was like, it was like, that's all I wanted to do. I didn't want to do movies. I didn't want to do anything else. I just wanted to be. I remember taking the NBC tour, and I got to see the Blues Brothers, and I got to see the Bee costumes, and I got to see Gumby outfit, and I was like, and the King Tut thing, and I was just like, wow, this is enough. I'm happy with this. This is great. Thanks, Dad. Then we took a bus back home. It was amazing. And then I got an audition for Saturday Night Live. It was at a comedy club, Stand Up New York. Oh no, it was the Comic Strip, and I bombed. It was terrible. I didn't do good. I had 3 minutes. It turns out they were looking for a black comedian anyway, so I'm like, all right, Tracy Morgan got that. It was good. But either way, I was just so depressed. I'm like, I'm not gonna get my chance. And then I got another audition, and they said this time it's in the studio, on the stage where you've seen Richard Pryor and Steve Martin and Bill Murray and just destroy. You go, oh my gosh. And so I'm just shaking, and I just going in there, go to the audition, and somebody's putting a microphone on you and like, how you doing, Jimmy? Just want to let you know, I've seen this before. Lorne Michaels doesn't lift. All right, so just don't be discouraged and just go out there and do good. I go, thank you so much. I go over, and the makeup guy is like putting makeup on. And it's a girl, and she's putting makeup. She goes, I just want to let you know also, Lorne Michaels, he doesn't laugh. I go, oh my God, yeah, okay, so okay, thank you for the advice. That's great. And then the hair guy is like, Lorne doesn't laugh. When I go, I heard, like, what is this guy's problem? Why doesn't he laugh? Why does he do a comedy show? He should go do dramas. So I'm totally shaking in my boots, and I'm about to go on, and some guy goes, hey, I'm so sorry, Jimmy. Do you mind if my client goes on before you? He goes, he has to get to another audition, which in my head is like, what other audition is there? This is Saturday Night Live, man. Like, I already don't like whoever this person is. And like, yeah, I go ahead. Yeah, please. I don't care. Like, you can go on ahead of me. And he goes, thanks. And the guy goes on ahead of me. He has a keyboard in his hand and a box of wigs. And I go, I'm screwed. I just gave away the show. So this guy's going to do 20 great characters. And like, I have no wigs. I have nothing. I have no props. I did have one prop. I had a guitar. I did a bunch of, I did a celebrity walkathon, which is how I changed the troll bit. But it was basically just like different comedians talking about like a walkathon for charity. So it's like Adam Sandler going like, my mother used to walk all the time, and she was she'd be all like, shut up, So I did something like that, and it was the first time anyone has ever done an Adam Sandler impression because he just got off the show that time, so it was as topical as it could be for that time. And I remember looking and seeing Lorne Michaels laugh. I was like, that's cool. I was like, wow. It was like a Wonder Years moment for me. Like, everything was like slow motion, like, what would you do? I saw Paul with the glasses and me and Winnie. It was just so, I was like, if I don't get this gig, this is the best story. The best thing ever happened to me. I was so happy.
And that came up like fairly early in your audition. You had to keep going. So that was probably 4 or 5 characters in, and then you did songs and stuff.
Yeah.
So you had to be thinking to yourself, I already made him laugh. I should have stopped right there and just ran out.
I should have just got out of there. So the audio guy's going, you fucked up, man. The hair guy's going, this is a nightmare. Hello. I warned you. Yeah, I was like, I know he doesn't laugh. I know. It's like, God, I didn't listen to all the great advice. Yeah, well, it's like the thing with the auditions, you have to do characters as well. Like you do impressions, and I think 3 impressions, 3 original characters was what they asked for. So my strength was impressions because I was like, they don't have one. Dana Carvey's gone. Right. This is my moment, so I just want to show them I can do impressions. So in case they need any impressions, that's what I'll be there for. My original characters were awful. I was like, but I had to do them because they were part of the audition. So I think I did a double take guy. Yes. It was awful, where he just kept doing that. It was just, it's almost like a Matthew Perry impression, really. It's like, and everything was a double take, and it was just awful. It's awful.
Yeah, you were constantly. You wouldn't even name the characters. You would just call him whatever guy.
Guy who stutters. Yeah, they didn't have a name for him.
The guy who doesn't do something but comment, which was actually a really funny character. It was like the guy who doesn't eat ice cream but has an opinion on it, and he was like, I don't eat ice cream, but.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. I forgot about him. Yeah. That was another Jim. Yeah, I was like, I don't like dancing, but dancing it's like, shut up. If you don't like it, who cares?
It was really funny, but you could tell that you really didn't give it a whole lot of thought.
It was awful. You could hear the flop sweat coming out of me. Like, I've never heard anyone sweat before.
Then, because you have to wonder, like, what is going through Lauren's mind? Does he just see one thing? Is he putting together this kind of chessboard of characters where he can have too much? So a lot of that's got to be out of your control when you're auditioning.
Yeah, because I think he looks at things like what does he need on the cast and the age of the person too. Because like, do you want to go younger? I mean, how many years do I got in me? You know, do you want to get the horse that's going to race for a couple of years? You know, and also not want to leave too. I think because I didn't want to leave. I was like, I'll just stay forever. And then once I got the show, I'm like, no, do what Belushi did and just leave after 3 years. That's the cool way to do it. It's like, so then I'm like, now they have NBC has contracts for 6 years. I'm like, all right, after 6 you're leaving. And just to be cool, I don't want to overstay my welcome. And so after 6 years, I left because that was my contract. That's what I wanted to do. And I didn't plan on doing movies. I didn't plan, which is stupid of me. I should have stayed. But you know, at the time you think that's my plan forever. And so far, I listened to my head and I trusted myself. It worked so far. I might as well do it again. So I remember I was leaving. And, you know, NBC offered if I wanted to stay again and all this stuff. And I go, no, this is cool. I just want to leave. I'm not enemies with anybody. I'm not fighting anybody. This is great to live on good terms. I'm so happy. Like, this is a dream job. I had the best time. And Lauren said, you know, Jimmy, Conan O'Brien is taking over Jay Leno in, I think it was 5 years from then. He goes, I think we're going to need to replace Conan O'Brien. Like, what do you think of that? And I was like, I don't know if I could do that. I was like, I think I'm going to try movies or something. I don't know. I'll try 2 a.m. movies. And then cut to 2 movies later. It didn't work. And no, but and then I remember Tina Fey was in the office too. And she was like, I think you'd be good at that. Because you got that Irish thing. You're talking and, I go, I don't know. I didn't think about it. So it's 5 years away. Because it was some crazy contract. No one's ever done that. Like, I think it was 9 years when he signed it.
It was insane, yeah.
I mean, he signed a 9-year deal. Like, hey, in 9 years, I'm going to take your job. It's like, it felt great for Jay Leno. It's like, oh, awesome. But everything totally worked out great. But it's like, so I didn't think about it. Then 5 years later, Lauren called me up. He's like, hey, I was just wondering what you think about that offer. You still, you think we want to do it? I think you're still my guy. I was like, oh, that's awesome. Yeah, let's do this. I asked my wife, she's like, you have to. Yeah, this is such an opportunity. Like, even if it fails, like, you got to try this. Like, it's only David Letterman, Conan O'Brien, and you'll be the third guy. You have to. I was like, all right. So then then it was like the Rocky theme started playing. And I was like, I got to start training. So I started doing stand-up again. I started doing colleges and just practicing. What helped us a lot was being on the web. Yeah. And we had a great producer, Mike Shoemaker from Saturday Night Live, and this other guy, Gavin Purcell, who came from a show on the G4 network called Attack of the Show. And so they're very like into tech and games and stuff like that. And he was like, you should go on the web. And I think Lauren is actually the guy who said that he announced it to the press. He's like, Jimmy will go on the web in a month. And so we're like, hey, we're just brainstorming. We're like, dude, we're just playing. So like, all right, we're on in a month. What do we do? All right, we have nothing. We have no offices. Like we kept moving from the 11th to the 16th. We were going to like the Today Show's old research office. Like we were in like just like janitor's closets. So like, well, let's just shoot us. Like getting ready for this is the glamorous life of getting ready for a talk show. And so we got to see like how to build the set and how to have meetings and meet writers and hire writers and see what happens after we hire writers if the show gets funnier. It's like it's interesting how to build the show. Like you need writers. Right. You definitely need writers.
The interesting thing is that would have been the favorite thing of all for the kid that you were at one time. You would have loved to watch that backstage thing grow up. So you were already playing to the kind of kids that you were when you were younger.
Yeah, that's true. I would have loved that. I mean, that's like if Dr. Demento would have shown just him going around and like what he does before he goes on the air.
Yeah.
I'd be freaking out. But there was no internet when I was growing up.
Yeah, it's a major difference now where everybody kind of knows how show business works. Where years ago, Johnny Carson, where does he go when the show's over? How do they put it together?
Yeah,
now everybody
that's a 60-minute special at the time. Yeah. Now it's the internet, I think, which is great. I think it's such a it's such a personal thing. And I think the thing the internet taught me is that you got to be honest. You have to be true to yourself. And once you're fake or once you're phony, like after a few episodes, people go, "Oh, that's fake. He doesn't know what he's talking." If I just came on and said, "Oh, I love rugby." Love it. So fun. So people are like, "You have no idea about rugby." Like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't. I know that Ralph Lauren sells rugby shirts. That's all I know. I know that, like, I tried to play the video game once. I don't understand what a scrum is or whatever. I don't know what that is. Like, I don't get the rules. And it's, why is it not a football? Why is it an oversized football? Like, but it's like, that's the type of thing. Like, once you're on the web, it's like you have people looking and going like, "I don't like this guy," because you're anonymous. So you could be in your bathrobe, you could be this big slobbiest guy, and you go like, "You're ugly." It's like, because no one knows what you look like. It's like it's kind of like it's a lot of cowards out there, that go out there too. But it's a lot of what I found when we first started is a lot of really honest people that want to help, because a new generation of people coming in that just this is part of their life. Like they grew up with the computer in their house, where it's just like it's just normal. So they go like, "Hey, I like that thing," or "I wouldn't do that if I were you anymore." But it's constructive criticism. And I like that. It's not like, "You're a douche." And it's like, oh, God, it's like, you're a douche.
How do you turn that on and off? How do you go, here's something that's constructive, maybe I should make some changes, to, they're just attacking you personally for stuff that, is ridiculous.
I think once they see that you listen to them, it changes everything. Because if you don't listen to them at all, they'll just keep hitting you with "you're a jerk, you're ugly, you're this," just because try to get you mad or something like that. But if you listen to them and go like, "All right, yeah, we won't do that bit anymore," or we had to choose our logo. We had 3 different logos. We go, "Which one do you guys think? We'll choose it from you guys." And they all voted for the one, thank God, I liked too. So I was like, yes, I was lobbying a little bit. But yeah, they went for this, so they picked the logo. So it's like stuff like that. And you go like, which chair should I sit in? Is this chair or this chair? And they go, "Ah." And we made websites for each chair. It was so dumb. It was a big waste of time. But people like it was just dumb. And we had like backstories about the chair and stuff. Like, this chair fought in World War II. And so they picked the chair that they liked. "Oh, I like that way." I think we named them Merman Wood Times. And they picked Merman Wood Times. That's the one I said in now.
So are you paying attention to how many hits and all that you get? And it's not just your, the ratings for your TV show, but are you paying attention to the website is now hot? Or
yeah, well, now we have bloggers hired. Like, we didn't have anybody hired. Like, it was so interesting. If you watch the original episodes, it's hard for you to watch. It's like watching my audition. But it's like, it was just us. It was just me and Gavin was holding the camera. The producer was holding the camera and editing it on his computer. Like, so we did everything just ourselves. I think it was like 3 of us total, no writers. And now it's like we have 3 bloggers with 2 helpers. So they have like 5 people working on the website. We won an Emmy for the website because it's great. And they're just doing their own thing, like with me, like, but they're just geniuses. They're doing that. We have, I want to say 10 writers now, 10 or 11 writers. And we have like, yeah. And so like 4 of them are for monologue, or 5 of them for monologue, 4 of them for sketches. We have line producers. We have graphics guy just does graphics. We have a guy that just does editing alone. We have another guy who does another edit bay on his computer. So we have 2 editors going. It's a big production now. It's a whole team, and that's not even counting the crew of the show.
Right.
That's just the office. Then you go to the crew, and you got cameramen and lighting guys and sound guys, and makeup and hair and wardrobe. It's hundreds of jobs. So now it's the pressure. I'm a boss now. I got to wear a suit. I got to carry a briefcase. But it's like, you got to think about these people when you make decisions now. It's like, we're such a bigger show now. We have a band. Why could I forget the Roots? Got to take care of the Roots. You got to, yeah. Who, by the way, that was just a lucky thing we stepped into.
Well, I don't think that anyone's ever done it before where they brought in a full band and said, "This is our band." Normally you just hire, a band leader that puts the band together for the show. But the Roots were already, popular. And
I was thinking about that. I was thinking like, who would be my guy? Who would be my Max Weinberg? Who would be my Paul Schaefer? And I was thinking about it. I'm like, I was just lost. But I had a list of like just crazy people. You just go like I look at it now. I'm like, oh gosh, how could I think about that? But the Roots is such a long shot. I was talking to my friend Neil Brennan, who did the Chappelle Show. And he was like, "Who are you going to get for your band?" And I go, I don't know. I go, I'm trying to think. He goes, you should get the Roots. I go, you think the Roots would do it? And he goes, no, but they might know somebody who would do it. I was like, oh. So I call, and so I emailed their manager, Richard. I'm like, hey, my name's Jimmy Fallon. I'm taking over for Conan O'Brien, and I'm just wondering if we could talk about maybe the Roots being the house band. I'm a big fan of them, and or if you have any ideas on who could help me. Maybe if someone wants to. If you know someone else, and I didn't hear back from him for 3 months. So I go, okay, that's a no. Okay, I can take that. I can take a rejection. And then another month later, they emailed me back and said, hey, we just came back from France. Let's sit down and talk. So, all right. Oh, my God, they're going to talk. I'm like, what? We have a meeting with the Roots. So, oh, my God. And then, so NBC at the time were just like, yeah, we don't know. Maybe the Roots. We don't know. Like, they might be urban, maybe. Why don't you look at these other guys? I go, you don't understand. This is insane. This is a meeting we'll never get. This is off the charts. And like, yeah, maybe. But check out this guy here. We have a deal with him. I'm like, no, it must. So we met with Questlove, who was Amir Thompson, and Tariq, who was also Black Thought of Questlove. That's their rap names. So I met with Questlove and Tariq, and we're sitting and their managers, and we met in Lauren's office. And so I met in there, and so I just started talking to him, and I gave him the whole pitch. I said, look, there'll never be a house band like this ever. You'll raise the bar of what a house band is. You're the only band out there that can play with Tony Bennett and play with Jay-Z and make it sound normal. I mean, there is no band like the Roots. I mean, they do that. They play with Mick Jagger. They play with, Talib Kweli. They switch it up. It's seamlessly. There's no band like them. I go, and also you're really close to Philly, so you can go home on a train. It's like if you want to, and that's the one. I think that's where they had like, wait, we can stay by Philly. And Questlove said to me, he goes, he's the drummer, and he goes, I have 2 questions. I go, yeah. He goes, so say like Sheila E.'s in town, or say like, what did he say it was in town? I can't remember now. Say like Herbie Hancock is in town. Like, can he play with the band like for a night? And I was like, Herbie Hancock wants, I'll get him an apartment in the city. Like, yeah, see, what are you talking about? Because he's like, it's hard for those guys to get gigs on normal shows, and they're talented musicians, and we'd love to give back to our world too. I was like, totally. He's like, my other question is, if this is Lorne Michaels' office, where's the popcorn? I was like, he's a fan of comedy. I was like, this guy's the greatest. So we hit it off, and then we went out to Philly and hung out with those guys and talked to them, and then just started. It started a relationship,
And they're always doing these late night shows in the city after.
Yeah, they're perfect for New York City.
Constantly playing.
They're perfect for New York City. They're like, they don't go to bed. Yeah. It's like we stop taping. They're off to a gig. They're doing a resident at Highline Ballroom, or they go to. They actually go to like L.A. on the weekends. They go to London on the weekends. They still tour. They're crazy. They tour more than anybody. They're touring. I'm doing stand up at the same time. Just so we both get back on Monday. We're exhausted. We're like, you ready for another week? Yeah, absolutely. But it's so good for the city too, because they fit in perfect. Like, they love entertaining. They love music. They love playing their audiophiles. They love it. They like, if I go, do you want to do a country song? They go, yeah, whatever. Let's figure it out. I don't care. Like, I had this idea. I'm like, do you want to be on the float for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade? They're like, I guess so. And I'm like, we got it. We got the float. We're on the float. And they're like, okay. I'm more excited about it, but like, they're looking for it. So we're going to do some Christmas medley on the float this year. The Roots are like, how do we get into this mess?
Well, I've seen you do stuff like that around town too, at Carnegie Hall last year for the Christmas show with the McGarrigle family Christmas. I was there.
What a talented family.
Oh, it's amazing. But it was such a traditional show that when you came walking out, I'm like, okay, he's going to take it in a different direction. But you just hopped in with him, man.
Yeah, absolutely. They love the family. Yeah, I'm like, I don't care if I'm not talented. I'll sing. It's like, Ave Maria. They're like, all right, we're not inviting this guy back. Yeah.
But those kind of shows, I saw you, I guess it wasn't that long after 9/11. In Tribeca Film Festival. It was like Bowie and Counting Crows and all different people. You came out and did a set there as well. So you'll go to all different kind of audiences.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I love challenging myself too, and I love the city because it's so diverse.
Mm-hmm.
And you just go around anywhere. I love like casinos, You know, it's such a different audience than if you go to a comedy club.
Mhm.
It's just totally different audience. Like some casinos aren't even there. They don't like you. They don't like. They're pissed off. They just lost $500. They're like, make me laugh. Like this sucks. Like they were not happy to be anywhere. I could be Rob Williams. They wouldn't be happy. They'd be like, this just sucks, man. So it's like, but it's you got to, if you win them over, it's such a thing. At the end, you feel like you just fought a fight or ran a race. You're like sweating, like. That was great. I got in there. It was the third round. I thought I was going down, but then I came back. You know, it is exciting, and I think the city's perfect for our show and for the audience we're building, because it's almost like the iPod generation. I think is who I'm kind of building around us, because everyone has an iPod, and you have like, you know, over 500 songs in your iPod, and they're not all the same genre. They're not all by Carly Simon. They're not all by, you know, it's like, but you got a couple of Carly Simon in there. You got a couple, you know, Wu-Tang. You got something weird. You got some classical. So I think what's fun about our show is we can have George Jones on the night after we have Q-Tip on, the night after we have Shadows Fall, the most heaviest heavy metal band in the world on. Like, people were freaking out. We had Shadows Fall, and it was bad. Wow. It rattled the cages, man. People were just like, "Oh my gosh!" But it's fun that way.
Yeah, and it's better to make a mistake in that direction, I would think, than to go too far with it and go, all right, we got too diverse, we lost some of the audience. To rather give them that same show, because that's what it seems like we get into in television now, is like, what is the most common denominator, and hit that every single time.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we're just gonna do nothing but country music.
Right.
It's like, then you're a country show.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind. I like country music. I like hearing and different music. Why not? It's like, let's go. This isn't your audience, but let's hear it. And five times out of five, they've knocked it out of the park, country acts. And people are like, oh, they were great.
So do you get any heat back from the network where they go, we want you to play to a certain age group? I mean, let's say if you bring Tony Bennett out there, like, well, that's not exactly the demos that we're looking for.
We're on too late for them. They're not worried about us at all. Yeah. The least of their worries now. Yeah, they're just like, please. We're on 12:30. It's kind of like you can play.
Well, when Conan came on, he was when he got that gig, it seemed like he was under a lot more scrutiny and a lot more pressure. That only Letterman had done it before. I know that they didn't make his contract very long at first, and it seemed like the papers were on top of him. But I don't know whether it was because you were already known before you did that show. It seemed like people were more comfortable with you.
I think that the ratings really helps.
Yeah.
You keep friends at the network.
Yeah.
So if Conan's ratings they were awful.
Uh-huh.
So people were getting yelled at and fired and stuff. People were losing jobs over it. So that's why the network was like, oh, he's on Date Today and we don't know what to do and all that stuff. I think with me, I just came in and we had great numbers off the start. So it's like we just came in and started winning. So I think right now, I think we're losing. But we were winning, we were just winning every night. So with the transition with Conan and all that stuff, our numbers went down a couple points, which is a thing that we don't really worry about, but other people worry about.
Sure.
It's one of those things you don't want to hear bad news, but people walk through the office and their face is like, hey. See the ratings last night? Yeah. And you go, no, I don't care, but I was just coming out. I was having a great day. I was having a really good day. Like, what happened to the ratings? What's wrong? It's like, or whatever. So it's like, we don't care. We're just going to keep doing our show and just keep having fun. It's like, and I think with, Ferguson, I think he's great too. So I think there's room for both of us. Because we flip-flop. He wins, then I win, then we split the week. And it's like, I think at our time slot, it's fine for both.
Yeah.
Because if you want music, if you want, stuff like that, and comedy bits, then you watch our show. If you want just straight talk and kind of a quieter thing, just more conversational thing, that's Ferguson's strength, I think. He's really good at that. I think his monologues are killer.
Yeah, he does something completely different.
Yeah, it's totally different show.
From what you guys are doing or for what any of the shows are doing. It almost reminds me more of a morning show. His show is kind of so laid back. You guys seem like you're still aiming at show business.
I like the monologue. I'm kind of old fashioned, but I do like when people come out and tell topical jokes about what happened that day. Of course, now I'm following Jay's jokes, following Conan's jokes. Then, so for the third time, if you didn't hear it, apparently Mahmoud Ahmadinejad said something. I heard this already. Jesus.
I got Mackenzie Phillips.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, you're milking that one. Yeah, so it's kind of a bummer to be on third, but it's like if we have a good sneaky joke, it's good. We win. I consider that a win because it's like the third way through. It's like it's like sifting it out. It's like, oh man, you still have some gold in there. Good for you, man.
Well, you're also. Were you surprised when Leno took the 10 o'clock thing? Did that change everybody's plans to?
I thought he was going to ABC.
Yeah.
But, there goes I don't know how to program television networks. But I thought he was going to go to ABC and Kimmel's going to go up against us, which I'm happy because Kimmel's good and he's got a strong following. So Kimmel just stayed where he was and Leno came over to us. I think it's a good move. I think it sucks for anyone who writes dramas because they're like, that's 5 nights a week that we don't have opportunities. So I think it sucks for those guys. But there's also CBS. And there's also cables who's crushing in dramas. So there's places to take them. But it's a different way to go. And I think people like it. I think people watch and they go, well, okay, it's that. And, it's just comforting TV. I think people miss Jay for a little while,
What about as far as guest booking? Does it change that,
It's crazy.
When they get a movie coming out?
We have no problem at all. We haven't, knock on wood, but we haven't had one problem booking guests. Like, we go like over the weekend, I was listening to Ride Like the Wind, the Christopher Cross song.
Why wouldn't you be? Sure.
Thank you. It's like, and I got such a long way to go. So I asked, hey, is Christopher Cross around? Could he come on? And they call Christopher Cross. They're like, yeah, he's coming on. So he's coming on next Monday, and he's gonna sing "Ride Like the Wind," and we're gonna have a yacht rock party, and it's gonna be awesome. Do you know about yacht rock party? They call it yacht rock. You wear a captain's hat and you dress like you're on a yacht, and you have champagne, and you listen to Sailing, and you listen to Reminiscing, and you listen to all those songs. Google yacht rock, 'cause we're gonna be doing it next Monday night. Yeah, I'm so excited. But it's like that. That's great. I mean, Steve Martin came on, Paul Simon, De Niro, Timberlake.
De Niro was your first guest.
Yeah,
De Niro and Van Morrison, which was a ridiculous way to open the show, right?
I figure, right? You can't beat that. It's kind of classic. Yeah, I just it was De Niro, Justin Timberlake, and Van Morrison. I figured I wanted to open with a cool thing that says New York, and it says also a little bit of me too as well. And I'm Irish, Jimmy Fallon, Seamus O'Whalan, and so I was like, I want a little Irish in there, and I know Van Morrison was in town. I'm like, does he do TV? And they're like, we can ask him, sure. And then they're like, yeah, he'll do it. And in fact, he was touring with Astro Weeks, which is an amazing record. So I'm like, well, did you do something off Astro Weeks? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, all right, awesome. This is crazy. So he actually came and did a song off Astro Weeks. He did Sweet Thing.
Yeah, and the strangest of that is nobody else is getting Van Morrison. I mean, you got him and no one else did.
Yeah.
So, but mainly because maybe the Tonight Show or Letterman would be like, well, can't he just do Moondance? You know what I'm saying? Like you guys you have that opportunity to let people do some weird things.
Yeah, I think, and that's the thing at 12:30 at night. Like we want to experiment, we want to play, and like. This one bit I had, this idea I had is that behind the band, I wanted kids to stand behind the band and like dance, almost like it's all like Soul Train or Ready Steady Go or some type of thing. And it's really fun. And we do it every night with every band. They come on, there's kids behind them who are fans of the band. They go on their MySpace page and they get different seats. So they sit in the way back of the audience, and when it's time for the band, they all go down the aisle. And then they stand behind their band and they freak out. And they don't really do this so much because they're freaking out. Like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm out. They're like Cindy Brady. They're just like freezing, like, oh. But eventually it's going to get looser and it's going to be like, so people in Australia see what fans of, Evanescence look like. They'll see what fans of Van Morrison look like. They'll see what New York City looks like. And it's fun. And it's like, it just keeps it exciting and a lot of, keeps humans in the picture.
Yeah, one night I couldn't take my eye off a large transvestite who was just in the background. I'm going, this is throwing me.
Yeah, that would throw you.
As we go through this, you have
that's my wife, by the way. So I'm not insulted, but I'm not happy either. So I don't know whether to be happy or insulted. But large transvestite. I'll let her know you said
that. The other thing about you is going through this is like you're a really nice guy. And you seem to have fun with the whole thing. And I've met and talked to so many people who have done Saturday Night Live who just, hysterical people, who melted down under it, who weren't able to stand the pressure, came out of it really bitter. Talk shows have crushed people. There's got to be some kind of toughness in you to shake some of the stress off.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know. I think it's just like I like working.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. I like doing more things, and I love when the product is good. So I just love making more product and going, what do you think? I'm like, oh, you hate it? All right, I'll make this thing. Like,
Yeah.
I think that, like, I always like that. And I guess maybe it's also like the Irish upbringing too, where it's like you get nothing for free. You know, you're happy with an egg, a hard-boiled egg. You don't have to get Angela's ashes on you, but yeah, it's like you know, you do have that thing where it's like you don't want nothing for free. I'll work, I'll get it. Like, I don't worry about me. I'll be all right. You know, I think it's a toughness that you just see. You know, my parents weren't rich, and they weren't in the business, and so I was like, they made me work for everything, and you know, I had a really tight family, and you know, I think that helps a lot. You have to have a good, strong family.
That's an interesting thing too, because there are guys, if they don't, if they did Saturday Night Live, if they weren't really embraced within the first few months, they turned real bitter, and it's a tough place to get over that, right? I mean, you're constantly fighting.
The tricky thing about Saturday Night Live is when you the summer breaks, because the summer breaks, all you do is you go home and you talk to your family. So all you hear about is how great your sketches were and how good you are. So you come back, and like, hey, everyone was talking about my disco character. They really want to see more of it. It's like, no, your family was talking about your disco character. The world hated your disco character. You're like, gosh, get over yourself. And you go like, oh yeah. Like, it's so weird when you think about it. That's crazy. Like, I'm not as big as like in your own world. Everyone's talking about it. You're like, oh my God, everyone's talking about my new shoes. Everybody's talking about it. Oh my God, it's unbelievable. People are talking about my new shoes. And then I was like, no, the 5 people in your office were talking about your shoes. No one cares right now. It's like you're living in your own world, and you go like, it's humbling, you know. And you go like, oh yeah. And then you go, once you see that, you go, this is all like a team thing, and it's a long race. So you just keep doing little jabs here and there at that, and eventually you'll be happy.
Well, one of the things I never understood about that show is why put the host in so many of the sketches. I mean, it really works out if you got Steve Martin or Tom Hanks. But, you know, if you have a Tom Brady who's not really an entertainer, it seems like the show puts a lot of pressure. Or some of the younger performers, too, some of the people are like 19, 20.
But isn't it funny to see people flop?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a horrible actor. Yeah. It's kind of funny. The sketch is terrible.
It is funny. For 35 years, we felt really superior watching people host that show.
Yeah, I mean, American Idol is like the best parts of it, the people that don't make it. You're just like, you know, it's like you want to see people go like, oh, I'm not that bad.
Yeah.
You know, and then when they score, you go, hey, good for you. I was rooting for you.
Are there any hosts that have done the show that you know coming in like this guy's gonna have trouble?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's weird enough. Like, it's always the guys you don't think. It's the lesser. It's not the huge celebrities, and it's usually a lot of. What I saw is like a lot of people that are on TV because they know these sitcoms. They know how to score, and they get the laugh track, and they think like, I know how to do this, buddy. Don't tell me. You're gonna tell me how to walk in a room? Like, I don't know. So then he walks in the room and he freaks out and something falls. Like, what's going on? Can we cut? It's like, you're live, man. It's not like your sitcom. It's like, but then you get people like Robert De Niro or Christopher Walken or something like that, just like so polite and laughing and smiling. And De Niro laughs more than any human being on earth. Like, bangs the table. That's like, and banging, and everyone's like freaking out, like, oh my God. Scary, man. There's no way he's laughing that hard. I mean, but he really means it. He loves laughing. And it's like, God, this is great because we just had that TV guy that just like threw our sketch like out of the way. And like, he appreciates the writing. And Christopher Walken's like, where's my mark? You know, and you give him his mark and he hits his mark and that's it. Like, he's in and he's out, you know, and then he's a pro, and he's just like, he looks to us because he's like, I don't know what I'm doing. This is your show. You tell me what we're doing, you know? And so that's interesting. When you get those people like that, you go like, oh, cool. Like, it's always the bigger people that are just polite, patient, and professional.
Yeah.
I have 3 Ps. I should go on. I'm like Tony Little. I should be going to, this is part of my seminar. This is ridiculous. You're turning me into Tony Little. This is ridiculous. I'm not selling anything.
Coaching hosts for the show.
I know. I'm going to
Give
get
it
like
the 3 Ps.
veneers. I'm going to get like...
We promised some of the folks here they could ask you some questions. Let's hear it for Jimmy Fallon, who's here tonight.
Please, come on. Very good, man. I love it. It's exciting. This is good.
You mentioned all the big names that have been on Saturday Night Live, hosts, entertainment act, musical guests. Who starstruck you? Who did you say, oh my gosh, I'm in the same room with?
So many. Because I was there when they had Saturday Night Live had the 25th anniversary. So I was sitting in a room. Oh man, it was like Bill Murray, Steve Martin, like Adam Sandler, Jan Hooks, who I always loved, Martin Short, Chevy Chase. It was just off the charts, and just hearing them have conversations about comedy and stuff, like to each other. Like, should we do this? Yeah, that's pretty funny. Like you said, like comedians, like they're not really laughing; they're just more like talking and figuring out like a science. It's just mind blowing. Like, and just like so, I would say like all the SNL guys like really made me nervous. Like, because I grew up watching those people and just like seeing those guys.
And I guess Lorne would have to be one of those people. I mean, if for somebody who knows the history.
Still makes me a little nervous. Yeah. But, and he's like one of my closest. Like he's like a father to me now. Like I ask him advice about everything. Like even has nothing to do with the show, like my life. If I'm renting a car,
Mhm.
you know, Lorne, you know, like what do you think of this girl? You know, he's like, you know, she's a little crazy, and you know, it's like, but you know, have fun with her now and date, and then see. You know, like Lorne, I'm gonna rent a car. Like I always liked a Lexus. They're good on the road, but then it's like, you know, just always giving advice. You go, this guy's the best.
Yeah. So that was such a peak night for you, that reunion show, which was like, for you, I guess, Hall of Fame night for a baseball guy.
It was crazy.
No.
Yeah, if you had to dream up a dream world, the dream night of your life,
Yeah.
that was it. I was like, sorry, if life is fake, if you want to get really, if you're making this whole thing up, man, I made up the greatest night ever. It was off the charts, and everyone was so nice.
Out of all the great casts throughout the years, which one was your favorite?
Oh, my cast, my year. That's absolutely, yeah. You can't.
And your mom agrees.
Absolutely, my whole family loves my. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I guess I you know, they all have their great people. I love the years with Mike Myers and Phil Hartman and Dana Carvey and Kevin Nealon and Jan Hooks and Nora Dunn, like that, because that was the years. I was in high school, and that was the years that really kind of made me who I am.
Sure.
So I think I watched that most. You know, Sweeney Sisters, Church Lady, and I would just watch all stuff. And Phil Hartman, Unfrozen Caveman Lawyer, and just watching these people and go like, oh, this is insane. This is fantastic. Like, I hope this doesn't go away. This is so good. Like Wayne's World, like every other week there was a new thing that the world was saying. Like, well, isn't that special? You know, not gonna do it. Like, pump you up, and it was like, oh my god, this is too much, man. Like, you give me too many catchphrases. My head's gonna explode. Toons is the driving cat. It was just, God, I loved it. It was just, I just loved it, and I lived it, I breathed it, and that was like, I think they were probably my favorite in my head. And Sandler and Farley and those guys, they were another guys because they again influenced me, and like I just memorized their sketches.
But your cast went on. Everybody, so many people went on to have successful careers after. It's going to be probably remembered as one of the most successful.
I had a great cast. We had Tina Fey, Will Ferrell.
And you were the post 9/11 cast too. You were the ones that brought that back up, which, you know, I'll never forget that night of the show coming back on.
It was tough. It was just sad because we had all the rescue workers and firefighters on stage with Giuliani. It was really sad. Oh,
just amazing. And
Lorne Michaels had a good thing. He goes to Giuliani. He's like, "Well, can we be funny?" And Giuliani looked at him. He goes, "Why start now?"
Yeah.
And then everyone started laughing. You go like, "Cool, all right, we're back."
Which was actually really made me like Lorne even more, that he put himself out there as like maybe this old New York into present day New York, you know, going through there. I thought that was really brilliant, and probably one of those things that for a New Yorker made me think, oh yeah, there's Lorne. He's okay with this.
Yeah.
There's Paul Simon. I thought it was really, really brilliant night of pulling that back together.
I agree. I thought that was great. I also thought what Dave Letterman did too was just, if you've never seen that.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing.
You should Google that or YouTube that. That's a touching moment too.
Hi, Jimmy. Great to see you. I'm just wondering, what would be the ultimate get for your talk show?
The ultimate get for my talk show, I'd love to have the Queen of England, if anyone has her number.
She is
You have
great.
her email. She's fun, right?
She's good.
She's fun, right?
Yeah.
Here's my thing. She doesn't have to leave the palace. I can Skype. I can play the Wii over the internet. I want a Wii bowl with the Queen. It'd be great. That'd be my ultimate get. Yeah. Or go to with David Bowie, go out to space on Richard Branson's rocket, and then just have him sing Ziggy played guitar. That'd be
Although
great.
after this crisscross yacht rock night, I'm not
Get ready.
sure if anybody
We
can follow.
that one. Yeah, we're not sure if we can get Michael McDonald. So if not, we can have an impersonator maybe. And I got such a long way to go, such a long way to go. We're not sure if we can get him, but we'll get somebody like him maybe.
I always had the feeling that it was just a one take. I don't think they just did the one take.
And then
they
take
walked
he
out.
looped it, like didn't even look at each other. Yeah, completely. I either way, it's gonna be sick. I'm so excited to get. I think he's gonna do sailing for the web too.
Oh.
We're talking. It's gonna be a yacht rock extravaganza. That's a word.
I was wondering, what was it like writing a book with your sister?
That was cool. It's like that was it's the best thing ever. It's amazing. My sister's funnier than I am, by far. She's smarter than I am too. So she's like, she's a writer now, and we were both. She was trying to get in. She was going to graduate school in Boston, and I was in LA trying to be a comedian, and we were both depressed. And we would send each other emails trying to make each other laugh. And she just saved a lot of the emails that we were sending to each other, and she kept putting them in a Word document. And then when I got Saturday Night Live, she had all these things. We just kept adding to it. Like, hey, what if we could make a book called "I Hate This Place," the Pessimist Guide to Life? And so it was all like, because we're really not pessimistic, but we're just making each other laugh. And we just put it together, and we hooked up with some book company, and they actually released our book, and I got to go to like Barnes and Noble signings with my sister, and it was like, it's awesome. We felt like the Osmonds. We were like the Osmonds. It was phenomenal. We worked in a dance routine and kind of keep on. It was the best. Yeah, I'd love to do something with her again too.
And it's kind of been cool that you've been able to do so many, books, TV, movies, your career, stand up. The career is all over the place.
Yeah, it's fun that way. I just want to keep trying again, just putting out product and just hoping that one thing is funny.
Yeah, sure.
That's it.
Just one. And of course, in a couple of years, Leno moves to 9, Conan moves down. You get the Tonight Show.
I've been doing, yeah.
Continued success. Jimmy Fallon, everybody.